Hello, Jay Benton Cappy Bro. I have no idea if you're still here. But yes, Cappy Bro, thank you for the lurk. I don't know, you has other things to do. Other humans to support. The Cappy Bro do be lurking. Yes, yes. Fair enough, Jabin. But yeah, we shall continue now with Lake of Voices. I'm kind of put off because apparently the character I thought was a child is a romanceable character. So, they're not Bibby. Yeah. Apparently everyone is romanceable. So that's interesting. They will always be a baby in our hearts, indeed. Very true. Unless we do the romance route. Oh no. Does that mean they'll be upgraded to babe? God, I hate that word. I find a place as comfortable as one could ask for in a location like this. Next to one of the trees further out and lay down, trying to block out my thoughts. For once, exhaustion is my ally, and I slip off into sleep. My eyes slowly blink open and readjust to the brightness. What little there is, the sun is obscured by a thick layer of fog, making it impossible to estimate the time of day. I prop up my elbows and push myself up. The ground is hard and rocky, but that isn't the only reason I am eager to get on my feet. Oh no, you did become your own advisor. Congrats? Question mark? The school system failed you? I check my surroundings. The harsh, craggy earth of the island is interlaced with twisting vines and gnarled branches. Beside me, Bermele and Lou are still fast asleep. The guide, however, is nowhere to be seen. And Nya Nya? Tiny Fern is tiny. Hello, Mozzie. I hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. The guide, however, is nowhere to be seen. I realize that I don't recall seeing him lay down with everyone. It's likely he left us hours ago. To be completely honest, I had to kind of force myself to stream, but I want to try to stay consistent, so yes, yes. I'm glad to hear that you're good, though. There is a creeping silence here. I can't help but shudder at the hollow, aching feeling inside of me. It refuses to relent. I shift my weight back and forth, unsure of what to do with myself. Oof, that's valid, Jabin. Yo, at least you have a storm. Storms are nice to chill in. Memories of last night's harrowing journey flicker through my mind. Oh wait, what were you gonna stream? Was it gonna be chess? Bike stuff? Nice, silver lining to everything. Bermele wakes suddenly, rising with alarm, and startling Lou awake as well. Hello, Hately. Wait, if I remember correctly, isn't that Harley's new account? I don't remember. It seems like a familiar username, though. Ah, welcome. What brings you here, Harley? I was going to stream a game called King of the Bridge where you play chess with a troll, but he makes up some rules you have to try to figure out. And also he just straight up cheats. Does he eat chess pieces when you're not looking? That's fair, Harley. But yeah, take care, my dude. Vermele wakes up suddenly, rising with alarm and startling Lou awake as well. My mouth opens then shuts, and after a moment of fumbling, a word finally escapes.
Hello.
No, not steals, eats. Does he eat your pieces? Vermele gives me a gentle smile and makes his way over to me. Behind him, Lou remains on the ground.
Morning.
A pocket of quiet descends over us. Vermele sighs. The atmosphere is weighing on him already.
We should eat something soon.
Oh, dang. Interesting.
I don't trust what is on this island, so I'll have to split my supplies with Lou.
I still have a few rations left. I'd be happy to contribute.
He probably eats them. Fair enough.
Don't worry about me. I'm fine. I'm not hungry.
I am feeding you. Lou's back is turned against us. He still hasn't gotten up out of the dirt.
You should eat. You have to keep your energy up for the day ahead.
Vermele speaks encouragingly, like he's coaxing a nervous horse. Lou buries his head deeper into his knees as he curls into a tighter ball.
No thanks.
Vermele lets slip a small chuckle.
Well, it seems I've lost my role as the childish one around here.
I never saw Vermele as the childish one. He seemed more of like the reckless one, if anything. Can Nixie come onto the island during the day? I don't think so, since that this is considered a checkpoint and a safe zone. So no, I don't think our little Nixie friend can join us, especially since that we just slept without having anyone be on guard or whatever. I look at Vermele and smile weakly at him. However, he is now frowning hard. I understand. Lou does not know what he speaks of, and the one who would isn't here. A distinct rustling of the leaves around catches my attention. The guide appears, emerging from the thicket. Vermele glares at him as he makes his way over. Lou doesn't seem to notice until he's still facing away.
The Nixie will not tread on land in daylight. However, being near the shoreline is still dangerous. If you leave the center of the island, remain cautious.
There's our answer. So no little nom 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 from our friend here. Oh no, they're too faded. They're too faded here. Boop 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 boop. Wah, wah. Yum 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 yum. Yum yum yum. Yum 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 yum. I couldn't see it. I didn't know it was there. It's very it's learning how to blend in very, very well.
Before the sun sets, I will be in this area. It would be wise to meet me here before nightfall.
To be completely fair, it wasn't there at the start of stream. I just added it. I did take it away. Or is it still there? Who knows? Woo.
Why didn't you stay with us last night?
I sharply turn towards Bellarmé as he snarls and confronts the guide. Evil fur noises. Is it still there? Who knows?
If you had just been there, none of this would have happened. She didn't have to die.
The guide stands unflinching and completely unaffected.
If all you're going to do is leave everyone to be lost, then why bother guiding us at all?
Let's disguise our friend again. I don't know, I'm looking really hard at my 2-inch screen. Nice. Despite Bellarmé's severe words, the guide apparently considers his piece here finished. He turns towards the forested area from which he came.
Wait,
Bemele calls out to the guide, reaching towards him. But before he can make contact, I quickly place a hand on his shoulder. He lowers his arm to his side, though I can still feel wrath emanating from him. We stay this way until the guide disappears from view. Bemele begins to kick at the ground, spraying tiny pieces of gravel about.
Bemele, I know you're angry, but regardless of our feelings, we need the guide. If he leaves us, we'll all die.
and we've done so well with him.
I give him a cold glance. We don't even know which bridge to take without the guide. Bemele knows that. This needs to stop. There are people counting on us to make it back. And what of Lou? You can kill him after we get to the other side, Bemele. But then then we'll have to live on, like, the other side. Oops. Didn't mean to move that. No, stop. Stop. I want to move my friend. Yeah, that's what we did in the first ending. And a lot of people died.
We can't afford to lose our way.
The anger etched into his expression fades into sadness.
You're right, Kika. You're right.
He weakly swats his hand in front of his face, as if he's trying to shoo away his racing thoughts.
I can't stay here right now.
I nod, allowing him to leave alone. Lou meekly calls to me. If I joined stream, I would have never seen that. I don't know what you're talking about. There's just a chill little bean. Boop, 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 boop. And they just like moving around. Boop. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. I turn around to face him, though I don't speak. He's standing some distance away. He fidgets and glances over to the side, before returning his gaze to my eyes. He gestures for me to come closer. I comply. He begins to whisper at me, but he fumbles with his words, and I can't make out anything he says. I look at him inquisitively. Finally, he speaks up enough to be clear.
I'm sorry for what happened last night.
He speaks quickly as he looks up at me, His eyes filled with sorrow. He shifts his focus downwards.
You would have been better off without me.
No saying that, or else the Nixie will eat you. Stop. I keep accidentally moving the game. Ah! I cry. Oh wait, I actually lost sight of her. Okay, here it is. I found it. No talk like that. She eat you now. Num 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 num. Maybe I do need to up their opacity a bit. Even I'm having a hard time finding them. Yeah. Just a little more. Yum 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 yum. Back into the darkness. Darkness. It's a shoulder angel. Yeah, that will, like, possibly kill you. We love angels like that. We love a confusing queen. Let's go.
Do you mean when I had to stay behind?
Yes, you and your friend were almost completely abandoned. You got caught up in the fire, and it was a disaster.
It's alright. Nothing happened in the end. Besides, it isn't your fault that things turned out this way.
Oh wait, no, it's not a shoulder angel. It should be a head angel. Whoop. Nesting.
It was closer to being my fault than anyone else's. I wasn't supposed to be here, and all I did was get in the way. The guide was right about me. I knew from the beginning that it would be like this too. I never should have stayed.
Oh. His hair actually hides it really well. Yeah, it looks like it's just like a piece of fog, right? Finishing his thought, he sniffles as he turns away. Okay, back to being a little bit serious with the story. The fact that Lou did follow us, though, he could have easily just jumped into the water if he really did want to die. But he didn't! So I think he still has a little bit of fight in him to live. Maybe we'll... Okay, I have been debating this since that I do read a lot of VNs. I've been debating on keeping like a little transparent image like the Nixie and just keep it near my model to like immortalize each VN we read throughout the year. And then we're just gonna have like a little group photo at the end of the year, and then yeah. It sounds fun. Finishing his thought, he sniffles as he turns away. Oh yeah, J-Bunt, can you just send me the website that you used to remove the background of images? That'd be helpful. Suddenly, I feel a strong surge of emotions rip through me. Everything is falling apart, and I do not have the power to change this. Quietly, I speak. Oh, sheep! Oh, okay, it's not that fast. Yo, Lou, I want to comfort my boy. Lou stops moving. He doesn't turn to face me. I hesitate as well, also unsure of how to proceed. You will never guess the name of the site. Transparentbackgrounds.com? .net? Question mark?
Would you be willing to speak with me?
Remove.bg! Oh my god! Just Thanos snap that background, alright. He turns around to face me, and his eyes are brimming with tears. He smiles slightly.
I could do that.
Wait, is he actually crying? Oh, he is actually crying! Oh. I find the will to smile lightly back at him. Lou walks closer to me, then pauses. After watching me for a moment, he turns his eyes to the ground, waiting for me to do something. I just stare at him, unsure. After a brief silence, I finally sigh. Okay, we're gonna move our friend here. Nixie, stop deciding to move the game. we have things to do. Nixie really likes just staying where they are put. Thank you, thank you. Much appreciated. After a brief silence, I finally sigh.
Lou, can I ask you a difficult question?
Ooh, interesting. Since then, I'm planning to do Dreadrite after this. Highest chance I'll get a little PNG of the onion and put that with me. It can live on my head. He flinches.
I don't think I'm the person you want to ask difficult questions.
No one else can answer this one. It's about you.
Or maybe the Hot Dog Man would be fitting for Dreadrite, since that it's the sequel to Cooking Companions, and I can make it look like Hot Dog Man is eating me. Javen, no, the Hot Dog Man scares me! I jest!
Oh, in that case, I'm really not the kind of person to give good answers.
I'm not my wife, Cappy. The Hot Dog Man is too powerful for me. By his tone, it seems like he's trying to make light of the situation, but to me, it still just sounds sad.
I understand.
Sad Javen noises. We get cute murderous onion instead. What's wrong? He squeezes his eyes shut and gives no reply, despite being clearly frustrated. It doesn't look like it's me he's upset with. Soon he reopens his eyes, looking directly at me.
You can ask me anything. I'll try to answer. But I hope you have a lot of patience.
He smiles slightly.
Thank you.
So, what do you want to know?
Have you lost someone in the lake?
Lou stumbles back a step from shock.
I'm sorry for prying, but when we found you, it seemed like you were apologizing to someone. And the way you've acted since makes me think that something is wrong. Something beyond even being out on Sinlos.
I give him a sympathetic look. Why am I even asking him this question? Do I really want to help him, or am I trying to forget what happened to us by talking about someone else's misfortune? When Lou speaks, his voice is barely above a whisper.
I hate myself. I can't do anything.
Relatable.
You don't have to say anymore. I was wrong to ask you about it.
His brows are furrowed and he smiles in a self-deprecating way. Wait, bro, why are you owing?
I'm sorry.
Lou laughs sharply at himself.
Don't be. I'm not with the concern.
Oh, sweetie.
How can you say that? What have you done that was wrong in this moment? It was only my mistake.
Lou's self-deprecation, or the fact that how we found Lou?
You think that because you don't know?
Ah.
I do not believe you.
Lou's eyes bore into me.
I'm not upset because I lost someone out here. I'm upset because I can't bring myself to lie about it.
Okay, so he didn't lose anyone out here.
What? You gave me the perfect opportunity to cover up the pathetic truth of what actually happened. All I had to do was go along with your assumption.
Did you kill someone? If you didn't lose someone, did you kill someone?
But when you're so direct, I can't keep my thoughts hidden. I'm too afraid of making a mistake and having the lie uncovered somehow.
Sacrifice? Like a panicked moment, like the Nixie are coming, and then like you pushed your brooch off the dock. He stares back at the ground and sighs.
Why do I have to be so terrible at this?
What you doing, Lou? Bewilderment rings through my mind, one ear to the other. His words stir all sorts of baffling jumbled emotions to me that battle it out for supremacy as I gawk. Lou is... I don't know. Yo, J-Ben, what's your bet? Do you think he killed someone? Or do you think he was supposed to die, but then didn't? Like he ran away. I think it was an accident? That makes sense. But then again, wouldn't we have like heard a splash or something, or... No, then again, we also don't know how long he's been there. Interesting. We must investigate Lou further. Without looking up, Lou shakes his head.
See? You shouldn't waste your sympathies on someone like me. You should have left me to die.
But if you really wanted to die, you could have just jumped into the lake. Like a shot, my anger flares up.
Pull yourself together. I didn't leave you behind before, and I'm not going to do so now. The best thing you can do to help is put those kinds of thoughts in the back of your mind.
I have adopted you. You have no choice but to live now.
Or what? I won't make it to the other side?
Lou laughs bitterly, his smile almost cruel.
If I thought joining you was a way to stay alive, I would have acted much differently. The only reason I came along is because I thought it might be nice to not die alone and forgotten.
I don't think it was an accident he killed someone then, because of this line, because then he definitely would have just jumped in with someone. I think he wants to die but is scared to actually go through with it, so he's just waiting for it to happen on its own. Oh, that's valid. Especially, like, this line of saying, like, oh, I thought joining you was a way to stay alive, I would have acted differently. But he's just doing it so he doesn't die alone. Which is interesting. My words sputter and die on my tongue. Lou continues his speech, ignoring my reaction.
The guide really did know what he was saying before. I asked him if I could go out on the bridges in the past. He told me not to. Said I couldn't handle it. I'm not sorry for ignoring the warning. This was something I had to do.
But what's the point of you crossing? What? Because if you ask the guide to lead you through, doesn't that mean you want to live? Like you want to survive the trek? I'm so confused. Yeah. Wait, what does he have to do? Because we're kind of bringing him back to the side he started on.
This was my only chance to prove I'm not worthless. Or to finally accept that I was, once and for all. And we know what the truth is.
That you're a sad boy and you need therapy?
Stop.
Yeah, I'm confused as well. What is he hiding? I can no longer keep idly listening to him speak.
It doesn't have to be this way. You said yourself that it isn't over until it's completely over. There's still a possibility that...
No, there isn't.
My blood pounds in my veins. Instinctively, I place both my hands on his tightly wrapped upper arms.
I don't know what has happened to you, but if there's something you need to do, you can try again tomorrow night. You don't need to give up. You have value.
Liu closes his eyes again and smiles to himself. I maintain my grip, waiting for his response.
Alright. I'll try to stay alive if you'll do something for me.
Bro hug?
What is it?
Don't put yourself in danger for my sake anymore.
Nah, I ain't promising that. My fingers curl harder around his thin arms, wishing I could argue further, but I don't know what is going on in his head, and I might push him back into giving up. I don't have the luxury of trying to reach him a second time. Oh, that's true. I release him and take a step back.
Fine. I'll accept those terms.
Good. Now you might survive.
'Cause if we kept pushing, then he might just kill himself out of spite. That's a very human thing to do.
You need to survive too.
He laughs.
It goes without saying.
Lou smiles teasingly. His attitude is still difficult for me to grasp, but I attempt to smile in return. Thank you?
I know you don't want anything to happen to anyone else. That is admirable.
Lou says nothing, however. I do feel my words reached him. I wish he would let me help him, but I cannot find a way to do so. I can only trust that he will do his best to take care of himself now. It's better than him planning to let it end. Take your time, Mr. J. Bent. I sigh wearily, and yet somehow feel as though my resolve has been strengthened, at least for now.
I'm going to head out. I want to see how everything is on the island.
Okay, so just stay away from the shores, because I'm pretty sure we can still die.
I'll make it easier by coming along. Then you won't ever have to check on me.
Ayy, we have a buddy. This time I am able to smile easily.
That would be good.
Aw, she's cute.
Happy to help.
He readily moves beside me, and together we move out. Lou and I head through the wooded part of the island. There isn't anything that could be called a path, but we manage to pick our way through the bush quite well. Through an inner stand of trees, we briefly catch sight of the guide, standing on one of the beaches, my bad. He seems fine, but even though, I'm sure he turned his head towards me. He makes no show of acknowledging us. We move on and eventually find Bamel in a jagged clearing, leaning against a tree. He's already noticed us and is looking our way, smiling. As we get closer, I can pick up on the sadness behind his jovial expression.
How are you faring? Any problems?
Why are you sad? Lou and I more like, ah! Hello, Aaron. How is you? I hope you're doing well.
Everything is fine. We came to check on you.
How kind. I've calmed down since then.
I'm glad to hear that. Is there any way I can help or anything you'd like to say?
I read that as, how are you farting? Sweetie. I'm doing alright. Just some light reading before going to bed. I hope that things get better than okay, though. Yes, yes. He raises an eyebrow at that, his grin becoming markedly playful.
I didn't expect to see you so worried about me, Kika.
I have to force myself not to avert my eyes at that comment, embarrassment flowing into me. Unexpectedly, Lou speaks up in a soft but penetrating voice. Saren! You're right, you're right.
I think she always cared. You just didn't notice.
For just a moment, Bemele's mouth levels into a thin line, but in a blink, he's smirking again.
That could be. It makes sense.
He turns his beaming face towards me, and I hesitantly return a smile, a much smaller one than his. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice Lou is timidly smiling my way too. Bemele glances between Lou and I, noticing something between us. He does not mention it, however. What? What is he noticing? Instead, he throws his arms out wide with a sour expression.
Have you seen the guide?
Yes. Bemele is clearly asking out of a sense of obligation, and makes no secret that he's not pleased to be discussing the guide. I nod in response. I watch the Nutella as it glides off my plastic knife and onto the soft, fluffy bread in one smooth deliciousness. Oh, it's been so long since I had Nutella. Aaron, how dare. I am now jealous. Congrats on the wonderful food.
I saw him earlier. He is the same as always.
Good, good. In that case, I'm going to stretch my legs for a bit. I feel stiff from standing in one place for so long.
Lou and I both bid him a brief goodbye, but Melee waves as he departs. Denarius? How dare Naninis?
It's good to know the others are well.
We have nothing to do with our time now. Even I can't ignore the wistful tone in my voice. Something is tugging at my heart, trying to tear a piece away. Lou seems uncomfortable with my lowering mood. He stares out into the woods rather than at me.
I think I'll go to the shore.
Where there, Ruinous? His words snap me back to a hard reality.
What? Why?
I saw something earlier that I'd like to check out.
The shore is dangerous. That's where the Nixie are.
The shoreline is dangerous. Whatever you saw could not be worth the risk.
Lou actually laughs. A sudden sound that's as close to snickering as it is to sputtering.
Watching a Nyx drag itself across the shore in the middle of the day would be worth the danger, in my opinion.
Why are you so sassy? I give him a humorless, reprimanding look. I feel vaguely like I have used this face to dissuade pets and young children from behaving poorly in the past.
I was only joking.
Thankfully, it seems to work on grown men as well. He isn't, baby! He is a grown man. Okay. I hope he is telling the truth. For someone so nervous, he can be quite reckless.
I'm still going, though. Don't worry. I'll be careful. We talked about this.
Well, now I'm gonna accompany you. He gives me a self-efficating, lopsided smile.
You said you didn't want to make me watch out for you.
I'll be back soon. You won't even notice.
I sigh. Part of me wants to keep lecturing him on how serious this is. I just want him to be safe. But I fear I don't have the words to convey that without making the situation worse.
Fine.
I will come. Lou brightens.
Of course you can come.
Hey! I was scared he was gonna say that I can't come.
I'd enjoy that.
Yay? I get the feeling he was hoping I would say that. It is not as though I don't want to be around him. The farthest thing from it, it's the activity itself that's the problem. Despite my reservations, we head to the beach. Lou strides easily across the sand, his bare feet sinking down in the loose grains as he stretches his arms contentedly.
It is so much nicer out here.
I don't know, sand gets everywhere. But there are less bugs at the beach. I make sure to stay close behind him, just in case. I would not want him to go off on his own. Lou notices my position out of the corner of his eye. He isn't so distracted that he's forgotten I'm here, it seems. He takes a wide step back so we're side by side instead. I can't help but be surprised by his assertiveness, and it makes me grin nervously.
You know what I mean, right?
About what? What?
Yes. The shore has its positives.
I mean, it'd be nice to splish splash around if there wasn't anything that would drag us into the deepest parts of the lake. I find it hard to navigate the loose sand in my boots, but Lou has little trouble here. There are only a few ragged bandages wrapped around his bare feet. I have to wonder how he has been faring thus far. The forest floor is rock hard and full of thorns. I clandestinely check for any signs of bleeding. Thankfully, there are no traces of it. Oh, okay, that's fair. If he doesn't have booties... Okay, yeah, the beach would be nicer. It also does not escape me that losing one's shoes is an uncommon occurrence. They must have been stolen, or he did not have any to begin with. Between my swirling thoughts and Lou's quiet self-assurance, we have walked in silence for a bit. There should be a good chance to ask questions about his life, where he comes from, what he does for work, if he has any other family. However, I cannot help but assume he would shrink away from such attention. Lou catches my gaze and inclines his head, a whisper of a smirk on his lips.
Is there anything on your mind? Something you'd like to ask me, maybe?
Oh,
Yes, I'm surprised you brought attention to it.
Lou snickers in a self-aware sort of way.
When you're as suspicious as I am, it's pretty easy to guess that people will have questions.
I smile faintly. His openness is certainly appreciated, but the look fades as quickly as it appeared. I turn away.
I think I've asked you enough questions.
Lou's expression sinks into melancholy. He holds my eyes in his own, tightly locked and refusing to let go. Then he speaks, unbidden. Oh no, Aaron has been taken by an evil imposter. I am doing all right. How are you? Is the Nutella on fluffy bread okay?
I've done odd jobs most of my life. The only title you could say I've had is messenger boy.
Sounds like something an imposter would say. He hangs his head in embarrassment over his achievements and begins to drift further away.
That is nothing to be ashamed of. Information is meaningless if it is not with those who can use it. There are far less honorable ways of making a living in this world.
I can think of some too. Some that I've done.
Can an imposter do this? His words are mumbled, so it takes a moment for them to sink in. I'm not sure what to say, so I settle on closing some of the distance between us and attempt to console him. I'm assuming that's what that emoji is. That's the sound effect that follows that emoji. And yes, I believe imposters do that. More investigation is required. I need more proof that you are not evil, Aaron. Admittedly, I expected as much. His jitteriness and defensive posture typical of a petty criminal. I imagine he's had a tough life. The warmth between us melts the dark mood that was beginning to form. A teasingly crooked smile blooms on Lou's face as he relaxes again.
Thank you.
I didn't say anything.
Oh my god. Not Barry B. Benson.
That's what I'm grateful for.
At that, I am able to chuckle and give him a bent grin in return.
It is no trouble.
Lou turns his head away bashfully and lifts his hand, steadily inching it towards me. My pulse starts to race. He lets it drop before he touches me. It is a relief as well as a disappointment. I think I'm accidentally romancing him. Oops. Once again, silence falls between us. Suddenly, Lou begins running forwards. There is nothing ahead of us. I'm completely caught off guard and left momentarily dumbfounded. I shout after him to come back, concern rising in my chest. He keeps up the pace but turns his head back to look at me, almost as if he's enjoying this. Dang, that's a spiky ass shell! After a short sprint, he comes to a stop. As I reach him, he bends down and carefully picks something up from the sand. It's a strange, beautiful shell. And what comment would that be, Aaron? I don't know what you're talking about.
Isn't it amazing? I wonder if other lakes have shells like this.
I'm not able to stop myself from sighing.
I don't know. Is that what you were expecting to find?
It is. I like shells.
Same!
The world is so dreary. Many flowers that bloom will wither and die in days without attention. I can't find a way to appreciate such fleeting things. It's only sad.
Bibi boy! Oh. Sorry, I'm screenshotting that quote. Dude's got a point. Sure. Fair enough, fair enough. As he speaks, his voice descends into despair, dropping so low I almost don't make out what he says. I cannot think why this shell is impacting him so profoundly, but I want to comfort him somehow, regardless of if I can fully comprehend him.
Shells are beautiful and they can persevere. That is something I respect.
Caught me very off guard. Well, it gives me back problems, so we both have a problem.
It is good you were able to find what you were searching for.
I think so too.
He lets himself remain lost in this moment for a second longer, then gently offers his meaningful shell to me.
Why don't you keep it? It can be a reminder of me.
Aww. I have no idea on what to say. Those words seem so harmless and yet foreboding. Despite my silence, he continues to hold the shell out for me to take. Cautiously, I reach up to accept the gift, afraid that a wrong move could somehow hurt the shell or even him. When I have it, Lou places both his hands over my hand and the shell. Hello, Skeeby! Wait, you're streaming yourself. Go back to your own VN. Grr, back. But isn't the fleeting nature of it makes it so beautiful? If everything was eternal, would there be any sense? Dies of philosophy? That's fair, but there is a sadness that comes with fading beauty. That's why a lot of people search for immortality. Or at least eternal youth.
Thank you for coming with me.
He continues to make it difficult to speak. It takes some effort to hide the bashfulness in my voice.
It was no trouble, Lou. Really. Thank you for this. didn't give it to me, I would not forget you.
He looks happier than I've ever seen him as he presses my hands more tightly.
I'm so glad I met you.
Dude, you're raising so many death flags right now. You're giving me a gift. You're telling me it's to remember you by. You're saying this. Dude's gonna die. The store page even warned me, like, yo, everyone can die. He's gonna die.
Likewise, I'm happy we crossed paths.
Yo, no! Kika, you did not just death flag him! Kika, no!
I hope that will never change. If you think of me from time to time, it would make this all worthwhile.
Oh no, he's gonna die. Okay, okay, don't get emotionally attached. Don't get emotionally attached. Okay. Doesn't matter how adorable he is. Can't get emotionally attached. I'm glad. It doesn't matter what I do. Me with Ayane? Oh, sweetie. Even if it is a more generous view of this than I would give, I relish his statement. Lou is finally showing some optimism towards life. Oh, that's such a big death flag! I am unsure why Lou came here to begin with, but it eases my mind to think that he may not have regret the choice. Relish? Pickles mentioned? I honestly dislike pickles. Lou pulls away, locking a door. I barely peeked inside.
We can head back to the forest now.
Right. That is for the best since we still need to rest before sundown. We will take the smoothest route back to the clearing.
Do I look so fragile?
Yes. I'm not impressed with his attempt at humor, and look squarely at him as I speak. My voice completely deadpanned. Wow, he's finally a little happy! Yo, he's dead. He dead. This boy dead.
Anyone would have trouble with no shoes.
I figured someone like you would say I needed to toughen up.
I shake my head fondly. His elusive way of speaking has grown on me some.
Come on, we should go.
He really does seem more like a little brother. Now we just need a childhood flashback and then he gone. Right? Good thing we're not childhood friends. We just met this bro. Randomly. Aw, comfort. Hearts were eased with someone special. That's the achievement I just got. Together, we return to the woods. In what feels like no time, we enter the clearing. Bramelle arrives at almost the same time and greets us. Oh, Aaron! Boop. Let me just do this. Pat, pat, pat. Bamele arrives at almost the same time and greets us.
I heard you two coming and thought it best if I came to join you.
I know dude was flirting with us when we were on the bridge, and I low-key rejected him. Gave him a bro nod. Dude also got kinda huffy when I was walking around with Lou. Oops. Ah, little froggy, so cute. Lou and I greet him in kind, though Lou still seems more reserved. The three of us quietly wait for the guide's arrival, occasionally chatting with one another as we rest. The sky turns orange as sunset comes upon us. As the color seems to drain from the world, Being consumed by the fog, the guide makes his appearance. Lou avoids eye contact with him.
It's almost time.
I nod and feel myself grow tense. We truly are about to return to those bridges. All of us wait in an uncomfortable silence until night falls. We silently stand as one, forming a visual of sorts. Our remaining lanterns illuminate the dark, prepared for tonight's journey. And yet the way forward does not appear. The bridges haven't risen from the depths. I glance to my side. The guide doesn't look at all pleased. The corners of his mouth have a harsh bent as he briefly loses himself to heavy thoughts.
We must go to the shore.
He doesn't offer an explanation for why. Instead, he goes on without us. I follow after the guide, my forehead creasing with swelling worry. Behind me, I hear Bamele's and Lou's unsure footsteps. The four of us press onto the shore. The dark waters lap at the edges of the sand, and as expected, the maze is still hidden beneath the surface. The guide grips his staff tighter, still his knuckles turning ghostly white. He sucks in a breath of air, like he is about to speak, but he hesitates. We all stare at him expectantly. After a moment more, the guide is fed up with waiting.
The bridges are late. If they don't arrive as soon as darkness falls, there's no telling exactly how long it will be before they do.
Bermele's face immediately sours, and he isn't able to stay silent about his feelings.
So we're going to waste our time standing idly by. There's hardly enough time to make the trip as it is.
Lou doesn't say anything, opting to stare at the ground with an obscured expression.
Time is by far the least of our worries. On the bridges we are constantly moving, which makes it easier to avoid the prowlers. However, this island does not offer that luxury. We're trapped here.
Uh-oh. My body goes rigid as his words sink in.
More importantly, the bridges are raised above the waters. Nixie have difficulties pulling themselves up onto the bridges. The soft sloping of the shore will allow far more prowlers to drag themselves towards us.
Uh-oh. Wait, do I still have my Nixie friend up? I do! Because we're supposed to see them better at night and they appear more. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yes, I will come from the shore! Wee-hoo! They're ready. No! Aaron, don't have beef with Ko-Fi Streambot.
Not all will be as dangerous as the ones we've encountered thus far. However, we could easily be overwhelmed.
A pit forms deep in my stomach. I stare at him aghast. I had no idea the situation was that dire. I glance from the waterline to the trees. What I'm looking for, I don't know. A sign of what might be to come, perhaps.
I wonder if those fires had anything to do with this.
Bamele's words are biting as he wanders aloud. The guide answers Bamele firmly, wanting to put an end to his speculation.
No. Whatever magic
Definitely
controlling
not
the bridges
Iranchus
is
gave lucky
inconsistent.
pets.
Humans haven't found a way to impact it. We can only do temporary physical damage to the boards.
Aaron! Bad! What? It specifically says it wasn't me! Suspicious. Bamele Bermele is still displeased.
Should we return to our original spot? We would have more protection there.
Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate it. The guide closes his eyes and suddenly looks very worn down.
Staying in the center of the island is the safest option. However, there's the risk that we may not be able to reach the bridges when they do rise. Prowlers could have taken full control of the shore by then. Remaining here with our lanterns will ensure the Prowlers cannot move freely.
Ooh, that's a fair point. My brow involuntarily knit together. I don't like the sound of taking additional risks in an area that is already so dangerous, but our options are thin. It is a somber piano.
I will not be kept on this island for another day, so the shore is where I will be. You may wait at the edge of the forest, or even at the center of the island if you fear being attacked. If the Prowlers come between us and you fail to make it to the bridges, I will leave you behind.
Bermele spits hatefully under his breath.
Of course you would.
True, generosity is not something I expect from the guide, but that is not the conversation we need to have at this moment. The guide has made his decision, and we must make ours. Bermele is an angry boy.
If you were staying by the shore, perhaps I could be positioned somewhat further back from you. And then the others could stay further back still. That would keep us safer, without having any major gaps of darkness between us and the shore. You could start a fire, seeing as neither of you have a lantern.
Good suggestion, Kika.
Fine.
Fire! Settled on the matter, the three of us begin to move away from the guide. He pays little attention to us, instead, silently fixing his eyes on the water. Wait, what? What did you let slip? What? I take my place in the middle of the shore while Bermele and Lou hover closer to the island's core on the line between dirt and sand. After getting a sense of where they are, I turn my gaze ahead. Are those eyes? At first, I think I'm being fooled by the fog. There are several white dots playing along the edges of the water. Dark globes begin to surface, and I see them for what they are. Eyes. So many white, dribbling eyes, gleaming sharply against their pitch-black bodies as the Nixie bob up and down. They surface and disappear in a loop, each time more sets of eyes and closer, surveying us more intently. Then they cackle. The sound is atrocious, gurgling, then turning high-pitched as they seem to take full stock on us. What did the purple streaming app do to you, Aaron? The lights in their eyes somehow seem brighter at first. Of the Nixie dig their claws into the sand and begin dripping themselves upon the shore. I plant my feet firmer. With the threat rising, I decide to take one last moment to check on the others. Bermele is tending to a small flame. However, I don't see Lou with him. Immediately alarmed, I raise my voice to call for him.
Lou? I'm okay.
A bit of rustling comes from above. I'm at a loss over what's happening, before I realize that Lou is speaking from up a tree. Before I can ask what he is doing, Lou continues.
I figured there's not much of a chance any Nixie will get a hold of me here. They won't climb.
Oh. That's fair. His voice is light-hearted, with an easy confidence. With a slight shake of his head, Bermele chuckles at Lou.
Let's see if you'll get down from there as smoothly as you climbed up.
Don't worry about me.
He still sounds fully self-assured. I smile to myself. I'd like to believe that Lou will truly be safe from those predatory creatures this way. With the two of them doing as well as they can be, I cautiously back up to my original position. I return my full focus to the shore as we feared, this is becoming a pressing situation. More prowlers rose. Oh, Aaron, thank you. Nyan. I return my full focus to the shore as we feared. This is becoming a pressing situation. More prowlers arose from the waters while my attention was on those two. They've surrounded the guide on both sides. The only way to gain distance from them would be to delve further into the island. Yet the guide shows no signs of giving up his position. Yeah, Chuck sub at your head. Ow! How could you, Aaron? I trusted you. He remains where he is, resolving to keep all the monsters near him in his sight. It was with love. What a painful love, Aaron. How you hurt me so. It was an Eevee plush? Okay, never mind. I take it back. Highly appreciated. Love you, bro. He remains where he is, resolving to keep all the monsters near him in his sight. I grow more unnerved the longer I watch this. The guide seemed impervious to the danger of Synalos. This is the first case where I can't tell whether he will continue to be fine, as always or not. It's a distressing notion. As they creep ever closer, I can't stay silent any longer.
Your safety is most important. Consider retreating.
He doesn't face me, but replies.
I cannot do that. Nixie recognized signs of weakness. Backing away will only increase the odds of them attacking.
I grip my lantern tighter as I swallow hard. What can I do? As if to answer my own question, a thought whispers into my mind. I look down at the lantern in my hand. I could throw it, as long as I don't let it go too far down the shore. It doesn't seem plausible that a Nyx could take it. Apparently we're thinking about yeeting it, my dude. And there's only 2 lanterns between the 4 of us. So I don't feel comfortable with the notion of yeeting. But if I do lose the lantern, then I'm trusting the guide. I can't act rashly here. The guide has managed through every situation we've been through, as well as countless others we did not bear witness to. I resolve to continue with what we've planned and keep my position. Yeah, it do be very desired in these parts. The Nixies are known to go a little nom 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 on my light. And my flesh. And I don't want that. Without flinching, the guide keeps hold of our position on the waterline. I periodically switch between watching him, the others, and the rest of the shore. As I scan the forest with a stinging groan, was that the guide? Wait, I read that wrong. As I scan the forest, there's a stinging groan. Was that the guide? It can't be. I stand rigid in shock. A painful prickling sensation going down my back before whipping around to face the truth. Did I kill him? Oh no. Was I supposed to eat? He's crouched low to the ground, staring forcefully at a group of Nixie head-on. There is a whole other group of monsters rapidly crawling back into the water. Yeah, that is true. But still, I feel bad.
Hey.
Are we gonna yeet us? I step forward with a shout, but he puts out one hand to halt me. I do not go further. I and those creatures motionlessly watch for what he will do. Welcome back, Jabin. A lot is happening. I think I might have killed the guide. By accident. The bridges aren't returning. His fingers curl tightly around the upper half of his staff. With great effort, he begins to raise it to his unstable feet. The moment he is fully upright, the guide aggressively swings his lantern at the encroaching Nixie. He catches them completely off guard, and they scatter to rejoin the rest in the black depths. The guide crumples back into the sand unceremoniously. I can hear his ragged breaths as he regains his composure. He tugs at one side of his cloak, bringing it closer around himself. It covers up a dark, growing stain, creeping through his right pant leg. Even while collapsed, he seems compelled to hide his fragility. Is it admirable or saddening? I do not know anymore. Also, I think I'm accidentally romancing Lou. As the guide roughly pulls himself back onto his feet and forces himself to remain standing, the rest of us must remain strong as well if we are to survive this night. Gripping my lantern, I watch over everything and everyone in slight vigilancy. After an untold period of time, the water begins to stir. There's an unusual gurgling, a sound I never thought I would be relieved to hear. Slowly, creakily, the bridges make their nightly appearance. Sinlos is an overwhelmingly cruel environment. This island had felt like a safe haven such a short time ago, but that has been twisted to the point where I am grateful for a chance to return to the maze, and we may not even reach that. Not the unusual gurgling on my lantern. More Nixie are breaching the water and retching themselves onto the sand. The guide signals to all of us.
We have to leave.
Thanks to his position on the shore, the guide is able to board the bridges without confrontation. For the rest of us, however, the Nixie begin to crowd the opening. It appears they want to get on themselves. We have desperately little time before we'll be cut off from the guide. I look to my lantern. Will this light alone be enough to cause them to disperse? Bemele appears at my side, dragging Lou's arm in one hand and his sword in the other. Dude, you guys made a fire. Why didn't y'all make a torch? No, it was not about you. I don't remember which Bent we were. Oh, Barry B. Benson. I believe it was that. Lou yanks himself free of Bemele's grasp and doesn't seem very happy at the treatment.
Being taken into the water is the biggest threat with these creatures. While we're on the shore, we can keep enough distance to avoid it. I can help push them back.
I appreciate his confidence, but I'm still not certain his help will be worth the risk. 2 is more intimidating than just 1, and there are many prowlers lurking. However, physical wounds don't hurt them the same way they do people. I could still use my lantern alone. That has been the one weapon we've wielded against them thus far. Yep, we have been stuck on the island because the bridges didn't show up until now. My mind goes over every point I can think of on a loop, but there isn't that kind of time to spare. I have to give an answer. Islands are selfish. Why not wetlands? Light! I feel like Bemele would die if we fight. Because Nixie don't care about swords. Like this Nixie? This one right here? Ah! I keep moving the finger! My Nixie does not like being moved. This Nixie right here? Yum. Num 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 num. Num 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 num. Eats the sword. Easy. Easy snicky snack. No! I don't want Bemele to die! You're witnessing a Nixie eating the sword. That is what I'm thinking what will happen if we decide to fight them. I shake my head at them.
There's too much risk for you to come with me. I'm going now.
I turn my heels towards the Nixie. There's even more of them now. They drag themselves pitifully along the ground, reaching out their hands in our direction like beggars. Unfortunately, nothing can be done to help these creatures. As I approach, they curl their bodies from the light of my lantern. None of them move to retreat, however. Eyeing them wearily, I quickly jump forwards in the hope of startling them. A few hiss and flail, pulling themselves into the water. One responds a different way. It returns the aggression by lashing out and knocks my light free. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The lantern falls to the ground and blinks out. I gasp. Before I can turn, one of them pounces on my back, forcing me to the sand as well. I frantically call out to the others.
Run! Get to the bridges!
We dead. Many more pile on. I dig my fingers in the loose granules. It puts up no resistance as they begin to drag me closer to the shore. I think we just killed ourselves. There is shouting, but I'm not able to make out what the words are. As I feel the thick water begin to lap against my legs, I know in my soul that I will never escape. This is the end. Oh, guard, protecting what matters until the end. Yeah, we died. Oh, I should have saved at that moment. Okay, so skip. I chose to. We chose to hang out with Lou.
I know you don't want
We're
anything-
gonna hang out with Lou again. Me and Lou are having nice time together. He gives me a shell. I watch. Now we fight. Okay.
I am as well. I will attach the lantern to my belt for now.
Okay. Instead of the Nixie eating the sword, it they Nom nom nom. Nom 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 nom. Us. My bad. Since I got well acquainted with them, I think I'm gonna do that. That's my bad. Jayban, thank you for making a donation to the garden. I'll make sure that your fertilizer is used wisely. Emma. Bemele grins and grips his sword firmly.
I'm ready for it.
Lou, stay behind. This needs to be done by us alone.
He doesn't verbally reply, however, the severity of our situation isn't lost on him. He falls back and waits for our signal. I latch the lantern to my leather belt and unsheath my sword. We approach the battle as the two of us have done in the past. The skin of the monsters fold against their bones as they shrink back from my light. Bemele takes a wide swing at one nearby, which forces it back even further. I follow in suit, striking at the beasts near to me. No, it was proven that Lou was an adult in one of the lines. Like, she gives Lou a glare, and she says something like, "Oh, I feel like I've given this glare to pets and unruly children. It's good to know that it works on on grown adults as well." So Lou is not baby. He is adult. Each arc of our swords opens the way a little more. I listen closely and feel confident that Lou hasn't drifted. I pray my instincts are right. It's far too dangerous to look away even momentarily when with the Nixie so close. My headcanon is unshakable. He is baby. I'm adult, but also baby. That's me. I baby. Our efforts bear fruit as a path to the bridge clears in front of my eyes. We waste not one moment sprinting towards the bridges. With the others near my side, I amble back into the maze. We don't stop until there is a considerable distance between us and the shore. It is there that we encounter the guide. Baby with drinking permit. It's still baby. So what if I can finish a bottle of Jack Daniels and just be a little bit tipsy? It's fine. I baby. Upon seeing his figure, I hide a sigh of relief. We haven't been left behind. Our arrival doesn't change the guide's empty expression. He doesn't say or do anything, instead allowing all of us to catch our breath. Bramelle starts to laugh incredulously, through uneven breaths.
Such recklessness. I can hardly believe it worked.
I honestly didn't think it worked either until I died in the last ending. Lou looks as though his legs might fall out from underneath him.
Normally, I wouldn't ever say anyone on these bridges are lucky. But we are.
We treasure the moment of triumph for a little more before the guide ends his silence. He instigates and then goes, "Oh man, I can't believe it worked."
We need to start walking. We've already lost much time as it is.
Almost as soon as he finishes his statement, he stumbles. Nearly falling back down, his hands slip down the shaft of his staff. As he sinks to the ground, he gasps under his breath.
Are you alright? Is there anything we can do? I don't have much, but I could still clean and wrap it.
I take a few hurried steps closer. I reach my hands out towards him, which he curls away from like a barn cat. Jabent, what do you mean your ideas never worked? He turns his gaze up to me and shakes his head.
I tended to it myself when you were still on the shore.
Moments tick by as I stare at him, growing ever more nervous. As horrible as his injury is, the larger situation at play is dire for all. It is a weight bearing down on each of us, threatening to bring the entire group to its knees, rather than our only lead. That's fair. Damn, you guys shared a brain. I want a piece of that brain cell. We can't stay here.
Are you able to walk?
He eyes his feet with gritted teeth and clenches his staff tighter.
Not like this.
I know it's your turn with the brain cell, but I don't know if I can have the brain cell. The brain cell always runs from me. A beat of quiet passes before he continues, his voice slightly ragged.
I have a way. It will be enough to get to the other side.
Yo, it sounds like you're gonna sacrifice us. Maybe if we all did down. Yeah, Wisdom is chasing me, but I'm faster. Shaking, he removes a hand from his staff and reaches into his cloak, searching for something. I have little other choice but to watch as he searches his pockets. The panic that we thought was past starts creeping back in. He's looking for a Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper will heal his wounds. Oh my god, he does have a viscous liquid! He's gonna pour Dr. Pepper on his wounds! He retrieves a small vial with a viscous liquid inside, swishing it slightly as he holds it up. I peer at it, curiously.
Drinking this will numb the pain. I'll be able to ignore that my leg is injured for the time being.
Oh, he's gonna drink the Dr. Pepper. Okay, Dr. Pepper numbs the pain. Got it. It's not a healing liquid. Back then, it was called a healer spice. I know wasabi has healing properties. Like, it has antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties. Like pure wasabi. Not the one mixed with horseradish, but like the actual plant. Yeah! I analyze the vial hesitantly. I'm pensive as I mull over the possible other effects it could have. Something that potent would be a miracle drug if there were no downsides along with the positives.
Is that safe? It must cause drowsiness or have some kind of impact on you. Not to mention, pushing your leg so hard when it's in that state could permanently ruin it.
He regards me at his lip, as his lip twists partway into a snarl.
My leg isn't broken. It will heal without issue once I'm able to treat it. In order for that to happen, however, I need to live.
I flinch slightly. He wouldn't usually snap at such a simple question. The pain must truly be getting to him.
What about side effects? You didn't say what they were.
Bamele steps in closer to the guide, his question harsh enough to be a demand. Bamele's trust in the guide has steadily declined since the first night. With the way he's acting, I cannot ignore the sense that it may come to a head before the journey is over. The guide levels a deeply unimpressed look at Bamele, but then he sighs, raising the bottle up so it's more visible. He swishes it almost impatiently. Is it alcohol?
It can slow reflexes and cloud the mind.
So it's alcohol! Immediately, Bamele's eyes widen incredulously. Lou gazes on with an empty expression on his face. The guide heaves another sigh, though the pain in it makes it sound more akin to a groan. He is still impatient with the group's delays as the time marches on.
I will only be taking half a dose. It won't ease all of the pain. However, it will reduce the odds that I will be notably impacted by any adverse effects.
Don't worry, Bamele, your mind is as slow as it gets. Oh my god! This is Jack Daniels elixir right here. Hell yeah.
I know how you feel about others coming close to you, but is that truly the best solution to a situation like this? You need to be clear-headed here.
He's just taking a swig of like 50% alcohol. It's fine. He wants to be inebriated. Bamele takes another heavy step forward. He meets the guide's eyes stonily.
No, you can't drink something like that. I'll carry you.
Oh my god, he's gonna princess carry the guide? Let's go. Take 100% alcohol, don't be a wimp. He should have used that to clean his wound. It's an all-purpose liquid. It can stop pain, it can add pain, it cleans your wounds. Bamele presses forward, encroaching on the guide's personal space. The guide visibly shrinks back again. However, he can't hobble much further away due to his injured leg.
That won't.
Before the guide can put forth another word, Bemele brazenly snatches the bottle straight from his hand. Everyone is stunned to silence by Bermele's action. Even the guide has trouble expressing any sort of emotion beyond furious disbelief. It's the math liquid! Bermele ignores all of our reactions and smiles triumphantly, holding the bottle like a trophy. He didn't even get to have a swig yet? Bermele, why are you looting the man? Oh no! Aaron!
You have made it very clear that at the first inconvenience, you would leave us all for dead in the water. As you are now, that is impossible.
It can bring people together. The guide narrows his eyes at Bermele, who only gives him a taunting grin.
So, this isn't about any possible adverse effects. You want to leave me injured and immobile on purpose.
Bermele just wants to princess carry you. It's fine. Bermele shrugs, then returns to smirking almost cockily.
If there were no side effects, I likely would have thought nothing of it. However, mentioning those risks triggered something in my mind. You've never done what's best for the group, you only choose the safe option for yourself. With that in mind, I can't exactly trust you when you tell us that the medicine is truly our one option. Now, even if carrying you means that you will be more at risk than otherwise, I'm willing to make that sacrifice.
But the guide isn't Bermele. He doesn't want you to touch him. Bermele chuckles. I think that's supposed to be diversely? And rolls his eyes while spinning the medicine vial between his fingers. He's gonna be a klutz and drop it, isn't he? It's gonna fall into the water. That is what my gut is telling me. It's gonna slip from his fingies.
I hope you're proud that I'm following your advised method of not considering others, guide.
Despite Bermele's sarcastic jab, the guide returns to his usual empty deadpan expression and makes no attempt at rebuttal.
There, he accepts it. What of you?
Bermele then turns to look at us curiously. I feel like this could kill both the guide and Bermele. Like if all the Nixie decide to crowd around them. Turns to look at us bi-curiously. Yo, Guidalos is kind of cute, not gonna lie. He has a nice design, but a horrible personality. Gotta put a paper rag over that personality, bro. Liu has looked away from the situation. I notice, however, that he's trying to hide a smirk growing on his lips. We can fix him! Bermele seems rather pleased by his reactions thus far, grinning widely at us.
If anyone is worried about my ability to carry the guide for the rest of the night, you shouldn't be. Rest assured, a willowy man like the guide won't slow me down whatsoever.
He puffs his chest out proudly. Liu places his face into his hands, refusing to look Bermele's way, through his fingers, a glimpse of a grin still remains. Bermele faces me expectantly. The guide also levels a steely gaze in my direction. We may be having a bit of fun getting the upper hand on the guide for a change, but if we don't go back now, we never will. Though, do we truly need to? All that matters is reaching the shore safely. What really is for the best in this situation? Wait, are we thinking about killing the guide? Are we thinking about yeeting him into water so that the Nixies are distracted? I don't know if that was the right choice. No, I think Nixie bait would have been if I let him take the medicine. I think I made Bermele and him Nixie bait. I panicked. I don't know if that was the right choice. Bermele's grin widens ecstatically at my lack of resistance. I feel nerves turning my insides jittery as I think, overdoing something so drastic. No matter the fear, this has to be done. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna blame Bermele if he dies, okay? It was his idea. He wanted to carry the guide. So, if he dies, it's his fault. It's not mine. It's not my fault. It's not my fault for not speaking up. I won't feel guilty if they die. I'm gonna so feel guilty. I feel nerves turning my insides jittery as I think overdoing something so drastic. No matter the fear, this has to be done. Would you feel guilty if I died? Of course, Aaron! Why wouldn't I? Even if the guide can be trusted to show us the correct path, he is not reliable when it comes to anything else. If we let him do as he wishes, it's very possible that at some point during this night, he will leave us to die. What do you mean, how dare I? Cry.
I believe you are capable of carrying the guide to the other side. That seems like the least risky option we have for the group at large.
Bermele lets out a small, triumphant laugh and tosses the vial over to me. I catch it and quickly tuck it away in my pocket. I'll return it to its rightful owner once we've made it to the shore. Bermele steps back up to the guide's side, who still shrinks slightly beneath him. The guide narrows his eyes as Bermele grows near.
Fret not. I will take proper care to lift you. This isn't the first time I've carried an injured traveling partner. I'll have to hoist you over my shoulder since we've still got a ways to go. I ask that you don't make too much of a fuss about it.
Oh, it's not Princess Carrie, it's Potato Sack Carrie. The guide stares at him plainly.
I'm hardly in a position to resist. You've taken away my ability to do anything but be dependent on you and your decisions.
Oh, sweetie. I've heard jokes of people saying, "Oh, at my funeral, I want my body to pop out of the coffin like one of those Jack in the Boxes, and whoever the body lands on is the next to die, like in a wedding when you throw the bouquet."
Even though this path was only taken because I am not someone you care for rather than true pragmatism, it is a better mindset to have on these bridges than how you've acted thus far.
What do you mean you've always wanted to be a pinata? Bermele snorts out a sarcastic laugh.
Thank you for your approval.
He bends down and grabs the guide, lifting him over his shoulders. Bermele is careful not to bump the guide's legs. He still winces in pain, clutching his staff tightly, as he's jostled back and forth. No organ should pop out if you were properly, not lobotomized. If you were treated properly in the morgue by a mortician. They remove all that stuff. And they remove all your blood, too. That's why they need a makeup artist for dead bodies as well. To put some life back into you. However, the arrangement is quickly settled and Bermele is ready to begin walking with the guide in row. They have to make her for candy! No, J-Ben! They don't want you to smell bad! There's a difference! Don't tell me I have to buy mortuary assistant to like actually explain explain um how how preserving a dead body works. Stinky pinata. Ew. However, the arrangement is quickly settled and Bemele is ready to begin walking with the guide in tow. Lou again doesn't say anything, quietly surveying the situation. He seems far more nervous now that the option they laughed over is a reality. I must trust that his worries will not come to pass.
Continue down this bridge. We cannot remain here any longer.
Okay, Guidelos. Bemele gives him a nod and starts to walk across the soggy boards as the new head of the group. We walk along the bridges together in the stillness. The guide's occasional instruction on what paths to take is the only conversation that reverbs in the night. Our steps echo throughout the bridges, and I'm more acutely aware of just how many paths there are spread across the lake than ever. Even the voices of the lake are quiet, but it's no consultation. But it's no consolation, for in their place, consolation, consolation. English is hard. I'm sorry. Okay, even the voices of the lake are quiet, but it's no consolation, for in their place is the otherworldly squishing sounds of the prowlers contorting their aquatic forms across the boards. It's impossible to tell exactly where they're coming from. The sound seems to echo in every direction at once. And because a pee-pee joke was almost made, I will now threaten you with my pet Nixie. Go forth. Wait, there's your nyam 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 nyam. She has attacked your chat, your little chat thing. Oh no, he's into it. Retreat, Nixie! Retreat into the depths! Hide! Hide, Nixie! Protect yourself! Conceal yourself once more! The Nixie is now hiding. Do you think that would work with sirens? Since that they sing what you most desire. Do you think if you start flirting back, they'd feel uncomfortable? It worked, J-Bent. She's hiding. She's hiding from Aaron. She's afraid. Don't tell Aaron, J-Bent. She's hiding. It's okay, Nixie. Aaron can't hurt you anymore. It's impossible to tell exactly where they're coming from. The sound seems to echo in every direction at once. All I know is that it's too close for comfort. I do my best to ignore the feeling, but the sounds still fill me with a constant lingering dread. Maybe the Nixie needs friends to protect it? Like another Nixie? Question mark? Yo, I think we'll be safe on these bridges if Aaron's around. We cross a long path and come across a strange sight. It's a bridge which curves in and becomes more narrow in the middle than usual. Eyeing the dubious bridge wearily, I grow nervous at the idea of getting that close to the edge. Aaron would absolutely survive this. Oh no. The second he utters Sussy Baka, the Nixie just like repel away from him. Brumele's pace slows before coming to a stop directly in front of the foreign way. For once, he looks to the guide for this matter. I feel like I'm being insulted, but thank God I can choose to live in ignorance. It's all in love, Aaron. It's all in love. The guide appraises the bridge, looking intensely down the path ahead. Wait. Okay, this is an important question. How is Bermel holding him? I know he's holding him on his shoulder, but is he, like, facing the guide? Like, is the guide's head facing where he's facing? Or is the guide facing Bermel's butt? Bermele's butt. Like, this is important information. Like, does Bermele have to, like, turn around once in a while to show the guide where they're walking, or are they facing the same way? I have vanilla ice cream and I have strawberry sauce. I can share. He must turn a full 180 degrees each time. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, which one is it?
Normally, it would be possible to cross a narrow bridge if one is careful with how they step. We can't continue as we are. Our combined weight is too much.
Is there another path?
Or can't we just put him down now and give him his meds?
This is our path.
Brumele's eyes widened at the explanation before gritting his teeth and speaking with a tone coated with suspicion.
So, you knew from the start we'd reach a point where putting you down was the only option.
That's fair, J-Bent. I hope you enjoy your ice cream. My personal favorite is cotton candy flavored ice cream with mini marshmallows. I haven't had it in so long. But if I had to choose that, between that and a s'mores crepe, I believe I'll choose the s'mores crepe. Aaron, that's cannibalism. Please don't eat me. Oh, it's because of the high fructose corn syrup in the marshmallows, right? Then what do you mean, Aaron? The guide's silence is confirmation enough for Brumele. He scoffs diversely, then purposely strives forward, planting his feet on the mouth of the narrowed bridge. Oh! But we're talking about ice cream.
Unfortunately, that plan isn't going to work. I may not look the part, but I'm quite light on my feet. If this is our path, then prepare to cross it with me.
Oh my god, Brumele, you're gonna die! Just let the man down and let him have his Jack Daniels. We carried him far enough. Don't think about it too hard. Is this a point? Is this one of those ignorance is bliss things? The guide still does not speak. He looks completely unfiltered. Brumele doesn't take kindly to the guide's dismissiveness. He lifts his boot for a second time, stretching it out ahead of his body, and threatening to move even further down the narrow way. He is bluffing, isn't he? I've known Brumele for a few years now, and I wouldn't assume even his recklessness would go this far. Yet I cannot help but hold concerns. One wrong step could mean the end for both. Regardless of how serious his intentions are, has this gotten out of hand? For only a second I catch the guide looking my way. The moment I realize it, however, he's returned to staring down Brumele.
Do it. To die on these boards is my fate. What What difference is there should it be today or tomorrow? It is only those you are trying to protect who will suffer.
Damn. He really did a if I die, I'm taking you with me. Bermele snarls under his breath, but puts his foot down where it originally was. He then even takes a few steps back, his head lowered in defeat. It seems we have no choice. I reach into my pocket to take out the vial belonging to our guide. Bermele places the guide back onto the ground as I hand the medicine towards him. Okay, just because he gets, like, a painkiller in him does not mean he will be able to sprint across the bridges and leave us behind. Even if he can, we can still see his light. Like, I don't see why we're making such a big fuss about this. He takes it from me and downs the entire dose almost instantly.
I thought you were only going to take half.
That was before you carried him, Bermele.
The less medicine I drink, the longer it takes to have an effect. Our time is even more limited thanks to how much was wasted on your little game. I had to drink it all so we could move forward. It should be fine.
Uneasy and regretful glances are shared throughout our party. None is showing more of those emotions than Bermele. We've been forced to accept that, for better or for worse. On Sinlos, the guide decides, after all. It's a teleportation potion! Son of a bitch! It is disheartening. At the very least, the guide gains his mobility back in short order, as he assured us. I shake off the heaviness of what happened and put my focus on the task ahead. I give a firm look at to my traveling partners and hope that they'll feel the same. With no further discussion, the guide smoothly glides across the bridge in the center until his effortless walk brings him to where the boards widen again. Now it is our turn. With only a single lantern shared between us, we have to be mindful of how to cross without leaving anyone in darkness.
I will stay in the middle. One of you will lead while the other goes behind.
This is gonna be a choice, isn't it? I ponder over what positions to take. The person in front could potentially stall the others, or bump into us, so it seems important to send someone capable of crossing without stopping. Yet, it may also be better to send someone who could possibly be left behind first to ensure that doesn't happen. I look over my two companions, who also seem pensive over the decision. None of us want to make the wrong choice. I want to let... Lou made us a promise that he's going to live. So I think it's best if we let him go first. And Bermele can, like, swing his sword in the back like he always did, like last time. I hope dearly to myself that we're exaggerating how dangerous crossing this thin bridge will be.
I can take the front. It won't be any trouble.
I'm done trusting your ideas, Bermele. I'm done! Nah, okay, it's solidified. Lou goes first. Bermele has spoken. In an effort to break the stalemate, Bermele offers to go in front. Lou nods gingerly, seeming relieved that someone else has made the decision. With the orders decided, the three of us carefully start to make our way across. First, Bermele steps onto the narrow bridge. A few seconds later, I follow after him. And after a pause behind me, Lou also starts going across. As we inch our way across, something strange starts to happen. I notice the bridge starts to bend to the right. I suddenly realize that the weight of all of us is stressing the support beams. The others have noticed as well. as sounds of alarm resound from both front of me and behind. I speak in a hushed whisper, trying to remain calm.
We need to focus on keeping ourselves centered. We can't let the bridge tilt.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces passes, I'm homebound. I think over our predicament. I can't leave Lou behind. There's nowhere for him to go with no other source of light nearby. Brumele could try going by himself while we keep still. We aren't close enough to the guide for Brumele to remain in light completely. However, with only him moving, hopefully the bridge will remain stable enough for him to cross it quickly. With him safe on the other side, we will have an easier time keeping the bridge from bending again. I can't be sure if it's worth the risk, though. These concerns may be a knee-jerk reaction of seeing a sign of danger. If all of us go slowly, it's possible we could all still cross together. Go forth, Brumele! Oh no, I just killed him, didn't I? I killed him, didn't I? Oh no. Oh, if he dies, I have no one to blame the bad ideas. I have no one to blame the bad ideas on. It's also possible everyone gets dumped in the water. That's true. That's true. I hastily share my thoughts on the matter with the other two. Brumele listens to me intently. A look comes over his face, and it's clear that he's not fond of the idea of leaving us behind. I shake my head and urge him to go.
Having one less person on this bridge will be beneficial for everyone, Brumele.
Lou keeps quiet, a silent agreement towards the plan. He sighs and nods. Brumele sucks in a breath and carefully starts to walk down the bridge. It mostly stays in one place. The bridge slightly creaks from side to side. Luckily, it is not extreme enough to tilt to unbalance anyone. That's true. Brumele successfully reached the edge of my light. For a moment, he stares down at the path of darkness. Then he moves quickly without hesitation. He makes it closer and closer to the other side. When suddenly, a twisted backwards arm, glossy with blackened water, bursts from the side and latches onto Brumele's leg. No! Brumele! Who am I supposed to blame the bad ideas on now? A scream pierces the air as Brumele tries frantically to separate himself from the Nyx. It simply digs its claws deeper into his leg, which causes him to shriek even louder. I stare on in abject horror as the scene unfolds before us. The bridge shifts and begins to bend from the strain again. There is little Brumele can do to resist. He rolls off the bridge and into the water. I shout despairingly, but my voice can't help. He fights to keep his arm out, refusing to completely go under. Soon even that is pulled down. Brumele never resurfaces. There's not so much as a bubble coming up from the lake. The bridge slowly creaks back into place, sloshing as it settles into the original position, all as if nothing happened. An eerie stillness overtakes the area as I stare, mouth trembling as at the place my companion was lost. Which one's more painful, being eaten alive or drowning? I'm overwhelmed with feelings. My eyes fill to the brim with tears. Why? Why did this have to happen? Before I have any time to grieve, the guide's voice rings out on the wind from across the bridge. Oh my god, Javen!
You cannot stay there. You must keep going.
I count my breaths in an attempt to calm myself. As long as I stand here, Lou can't move.
I'm going to start walking again.
I will too.
Can we hold hands? I'm sad now. Now, with only 2 sets of feet instead of 3, it is not as difficult a journey to make. The mere idea of one of us being missing pains me to my core. Eventually, we make it to the other side of the narrow bridge, and the remaining 3 of us stand together quietly as we process what happened. I place my free hand over my face to cover my eyes as I begin to weep. Not all of us made it, no matter how many times I stated in my head. I'm not able to make myself accept it. We were all here just a moment ago, and yet now, how could this have happened?
Forget what you saw. As of right now, nothing matters except for the fact that we have yet to reach the shore. Morning will arrive soon. We must continue.
I can understand the words I need to keep to myself together. I understand the words I need to keep myself together until I reach the shore. And yet, it seems impossible to actually do. Everyone is being lost, one by one, and I can't take it. Lou gently places a hand on my back and whispers to me quietly.
It's okay.
The guide taps the base of his staff on into the boards, not allowing me to become lost in my sorrow. Lou shuffles towards the guide, but he doesn't make it very far before he runs out of light for my lantern to remain in. Lou comes back, taking my hand and cradling it in his own, then starts walking. I manage to make myself take a step forward. My stomach twists as we simply have to move past the death of another person. For the second time. It's so cruel. Bermele was a wonderful guard and a wonderful person. He was striving towards so much, but it was all lost in a moment. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. After hours of navigating the web of bridges, the faint silhouette of the shore creeps into view. It seems unbelievable the end is in sight. Even that wisp of hope does little to ease the ache inside me. I still feel hollow inside. Those of us remaining continue in the direction of the shore, and the darkness around us begins to break. A seed of worry sprouts inside me. Will we make it? The guide ahead seems to have no sign of concern on his face. He is calmer than I have ever seen him. I hold on to the hope that we will make it. We will be able to make it through. The sky above becomes tinged with red as we head down a long stretch of boards. We walk further and further into the mist, before what comes into view halts my steps. Is the horizon on fire, or is that the sunrise? Oh. 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 A dead end. I gasped at the sight. It's sunk? Why? Why did this bridge have to fall now? The shore is there. I see it right in front of my eyes. Lou's mouth hangs open, completely dumbfounded over the sight.
Is there any other path?
I ask urgently, making an effort to keep myself from sounding too panicked. The guide doesn't respond or even turn to face me. He just keeps staring ahead at the end of the pathway. Is the guy just going, oh fuck, right now? Because that's me. And Jamin, yeah, the music did stop when we made it to the dead end.
Guide? Our way has been taken from us. We need to find another bridge before the sun rises. Listen to me.
Are any of you good at swimming? Like, really good? Finally, the guide stirs for my harsh calls. He speaks in a distant sort of way, as if he were in a trance.
This bridge didn't sink. It was never the path to the shore. And yet here we are.
Did he do this out of spite? Because we carried him? No! He is not murdering us out of spite.
What?
I took the wrong way. We can't reach the shore.
No, it's because of the medicine. He's too woozy.
I wonder how much of this was a mistake.
Because he sounds drowsy. Lou stands still with an icy expression. This cannot be happening. It can't! He took us the wrong way, and he did it intentionally? The medicine. It robbed him of logic. Or perhaps it was his will that was lost. If he had taken less, would this not have happened? Or was it over as soon as I left him to the Nixie while on the shore? My mind begins to race with a million other questions, but I snap myself out of it. There is only one pressing matter to attend to at this moment in time. It's unsure. It's like it's blurry on whether it's on purpose or not right now. He might have subconsciously done it. I forcefully grab the guide by his shoulder and make him turn towards us.
You need to show us the correct bridge, or else we're going to die.
He brushes my hand off of him, dropping his staff to the side in the process. Oh no, he's dropping his light. This is GG's. I grab his wrist, and try to pull him forward. He remains solidly planted on the bridge, with more strength than I anticipated given his hazy state. I tighten my grip, intending to make a move this time. However, he speaks before I can.
I have done all that I can. Do what you will.
Yeah, it looks like we had to pick the option that we let him drink some of the potion all the way back then. It doesn't matter if we went one by one across the bridge. If we all went together on the bridge. I feel like Bermele would be like Sparta kicking him off the dock by now, honestly. But damn, he's just giving up? My hand slipped from the guide at those words. I look at him, utterly baffled. We did not understand him, not in any way. I feel backed into a corner as the sun rises higher. Someone touches my forearm. Lou is looking up at me with a severe expression on his face.
We need to leave now. The guide, he isn't going to the shore this time.
Oh wait, but he came from this side. Lou came from this side. Is Lou actually suggesting we leave the guide behind to die? The bridge begins to violently quake below us. Lou pulls my arm, urging me to follow him. I swallow hard. This is foolish. There isn't enough time for any of us to make it. He is aware of that. Yo, I don't want to carry him. I don't want to carry him after this. I quickly grab Lou's hand and we start to race across the boards. Not too much progress is made before the shaking morphs into an urgent shuddering and sinking. Despite the bridge starting to disappear below, we keep running until there is no more bridge left to cross. I tried desperately to tread the water, but my armor weighs me down in this dense fluid. Inevitably, my strength is quickly sapped away. I don't sink so much as plummet down into the lake. The painful fighting burning in my lungs takes a few minutes to subside, then I slip into unfeeling nothingness. Drink! Drowning in every drop. Oh my god, that's the... We can also ask Margaret. Man, it's really easy to die in this game, huh? Anywho, we're back here. We're back on the island. So we're gonna hang out with Lou. We're We're gonna say thank you for caring about me. We're gonna have some alone time. He gives me a shell. We're homies. Should I throw the lantern? I don't know. Is the guide vindictive? Like, I know when I return it's gonna be considered I didn't choose something, but is the guide vindictive? Should I throw the lantern? A piercing whistle breaks my concentration. It is out of place enough to catch the attention of the guide and the Nixie. Oh wait, this is... Oh yeah, the game warned me that sometimes not making an option is the best option. So maybe not Yeety Yeet. Oh, okay, so Lou's doing something. Wait, Lou, why didn't you do shit when we were just watching? Oh, it's because we called out. Lou effortlessly jumps out of the tree he was hiding in and lands on the sand. He stands alone and undefended. His face is serious. What is he thinking? I frantically look between the group of Nixie and Lou. The creatures are still as statues as their fixation on Lou never wavers. I wonder if a part of their minds is telling them the opportunity looks too good to be true. Lou, apparently unsatisfied with their hesitance, takes a step even closer while speaking angrily.
Do you want someone or not?
Yo! We made a promise that you'll live. There's no way this isn't a trap, Nixie. So true. So true. My little Nixie buddy's like, do I approach? Do I approach Lou? Do I hang on his head again? Have you been death flagged? The spell keeping them in place breaks, and some of the Nixie abandon the guide to slink towards Lou. I cease standing as well and rush over to Lou, lantern in hand. No! 'Cause then their path to where the guide is broken. The Nixie can wander into the shore.
Wait.
His shout stops me in my tracks. Good. And amazingly, the prowlers halt their advance as well. I had not realized they were such cautious creatures.
Watch the guide. I'll be back by the fire soon.
You better be. Despite my worries for him, I understand. He is not in complete danger, and we do need to protect our way across. I believe that Lou is capable of handling the situation. We never tried asking the Nixie to stop. That is true. Nixie, stop eating. Wait, no. Nixie, stop drowning. Nixie, stop drowning. I look to our lead. Even fewer Nixie are around him as they all curiously inspect Lou. The guide glances away from them for a single heartbeat to make eye contact with me, and then it's over. He wordlessly swings his staff out at the Nixie still near his side. The tense silence becomes filled with screeching hisses as they retreat back into the water, freeing the guide of any immediate threats. Okay, so the guide isn't injured this time either. So he won't get woozy off the drug. Hello, Pluton! Sorry, bro, we can't even touch the water here. We'll die. I hope you're doing well. Unaffected and without appreciation, he gives an order to Lou.
Return to the fire.
Yo, you wanted Lou dead before. Maybe he's a nice guy. I'm confused. Is the guide evil? Lou scoffs at his response, mumbling a reply of his own.
I was going to.
This was the first time I've seen him speak directly to the guide. It's doubtful he would have been able to make it out with the distance between them, but Lou looks satisfied enough. His relaxed state is premature, as the Nixie are deeply focused on him now, ready to attack at the first opening. Lou takes a few deep breaths as he steels himself to run. Without a hint of warning, I burst forward as soon as he starts to move. The Nixie leap right into the now illuminated area. Pain and panic overtake them. Lou looks over his shoulder at the sound of their hisses. He smirks slightly as he watches the prowlers abandon the chase and flee. After returning back near the fire and bathing in its light, he faces me fully and gives me a small, shy wave. I pull my free hand over my chest at the sight, gladdened that he's safe. I truly don't have the luxury to think much of what just happened, however. The guide is fine, there are no Nixie in his immediate vicinity, but they're beginning to re-emerge already. We're not out of this yet. Gripping my lantern, I watch over everything and everyone in slight vigilante. After an untold period of time, the water begins to stir. There's an unusual gurgling, a sound I never thought I would be this relieved to hear. Slowly, creakily, the bridges make their nightly appearance. Sinlos is an overwhelmingly cruel environment. This island had felt like a safe haven such a short time ago, but that has been twisted to the point where I am grateful for a chance to return to the maze, and we may not even reach that. Sky Nixie! That actually does low-key sound terrifying. But back hidden in the fog. Whoosh. More Nixie are breaching the water and retching themselves onto the sand. The guide signals to all of us. Thanks to his position on the shore, the guide is able to board the bridges without confrontation. For the rest of us, however, the Nixie begin to crowd the opening. It appears they want to get on themselves. We have desperately little time before we'll be cut off from the guide. I look to my lantern. Okay, we've read this. Fight!
If you're going to fight, then I am as well. I will attack.
I quickly straighten myself out and mull over our current situation. We start to consider how we're going to travel now that we only have 2 lanterns.
I can stay ahead in between the guide's light and yours. I will be fine there.
I hate to break it to you, buddy, but the last time you were just on the edge of my light, you died. Can we pretend that the Nixies in the night sky are like shooting stars? I could really use a wish right now. Wish right now. Wish right now. Actually. Did you guys make a wish? At that, I become fraught with worry. I look over at Bamel, concern rioting through my body as I wonder how he'll fare, being so far away from a light source. So beautiful, their faces are so long. I'm so glad you guys made a wish.
I think it would be fine if we all stayed together.
Oh, hello, Shade. How is you? Welcome, welcome. I've died twice so far in this stream. I am not good at living. Bermele and I confer with our eyes before silently agreeing with one another. We nod.
Okay, we'll do that then. Thank you.
As we start moving forward once more, I close in on Lou, who's walking ahead. He turns his head at my approaching footsteps.
I wanted to thank you. It got the guide out of a difficult situation.
Oh my
And
god,
you still
Fish!
watched out for yourself, like you promised.
Fish, hello! How are you? I saw you were Genshining and doing a few other games. How are you, my dude? Let's go. Oh my god! Hello, my name is Fern. I read visual novels, play horror games, and I'm just a silly little plant. Welcome! Welcome, everyone! Yeah, I saw! How are you liking the event story so far? With all the origami creatures. It's kinda cute, is it not? Oh wait, that's a Genshin emote? Oh my god, it is! It's Kiara's tail! Oh my god, that's so cute. I've been building my Kiara, to be honest. I'm so happy she finally got a new skin. It's so cute. I like the mask on her elemental skill as well. Alright, fine. Downloads Genshin. Wait, I could actually have a sponsorship with Genshin, Aaron. And if people reach like a certain adventure rank, I can make stuffs. It is an offer on Stream Elements. I haven't accepted it yet though. I'm probably gonna accept it when I actually stream Genshin again. Thank you. That is the reason I would never download. That is the only reason I would download Genshin. You gotta play it a bit too, bro. I'm sorry. But yeah, Fish, I hope that such opportunities go to your way too. I hope you had a fun stream. Thank you so much for raiding me, and welcome everyone. Yeah, the Afterster story. They shoehorn literally every Simaru character. The only ones we didn't see again in the epilogue were Wanderer and Nilu. Yeah, they did. Oh wait, multiplayer in Warframe or Genshin? Genshin multiplayer can be fun with the right people. Oh, you guys play Genshin together? Let's go! Oh, I'm guessing you're using the Europe servers though. Shame. I'm in the America server. But yes, thank you again for the raid. Thank you for staying. I think I'm gonna continue reading now. But yeah, thank you. I mean, I am technically an endgame content. I can restart on a Europe server and try. Unrelated, but I'm glad there is a Don't Starve Together server where I can satisfy my want to play. Oh, nice! Ooh, good luck, Fish. It's such a cute skin. Also, you can get a free Kiara in this event, which is really nice. Hey, nice multiplayer chess. Let's go. I know they're all like heart chests, which is really funny. Like, I know there's like a heart lake in Sumeru you need to go with. You need to co-op with someone. Memories. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for the raid. I hope you guys kick back, relax. If you're hungry, have a snack. If you're sleepy, go take a sleep. And yeah. There's an achievement you can get with only 3 people? Oh, that I don't know. Wait, the thrones in Sumeru? I can't find the plant hardened fontaine. I know it's the Lumelabels? I know it's the ascension item for Lynette. In the time stop zone. Oh, do you need one? Oh, that place. Yeah, I know that place. Oh, do you need do you need one player to sit in each throne? That's mean. That's mean to people who don't play with the others. I need to find friends. Thank you. I'd appreciate that, fish. I would never get past that part. It is very deep in the game, J-Ben. I do not blame you. Oh, think you will find nice people for that too? Thank you! Trizika? I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but yeah, thank you. Hopefully. Emma, fingers crossed. But yeah, if you guys are tired, need some rest, maybe hungry, please feel free to go get a snack or something. I'd hate to keep you. But yeah, let's get back to the story, alright? Thank you so much for the heads up about all the co-op chess and stuff. I don't think about how it would be called in English. Sorry, it's okay. No, it's okay! It's 100% alright. Don't worry about it. Emma. Lulek's abashed over the praise, though he's clearly happy about it. He scratches the back of his neck nervously.
Thank you for saying that, and for what you did when I was running back towards the fire.
Word chess? Thank you! Trizika. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Oh! Wolfkin... I can't read! Wolkenfetter and Trizika, thank you so much for the follows. I highly appreciate it. Thank you. I'm so sorry for butchering your names. Wah! One of us. But yes, please do take care. Thank you again. Oh, it is? Dang, okay. Oh, what's it German for? Please enjoy your lurk. that's pretty! Thank you! Thank you again! I offer him a warm smile.
It was no trouble, truly. If you don't mind, I would be glad if we could assist each other on the journey, rather than have to do everything on our own.
He smiles and chuckles non-committedly. His laughter trails off into the empty air, without an answer. I wonder if perhaps he's still worried about relying on others for help. Pushing him at this point would be futile and inappropriate, so I allow the conversation to die. With nothing more to say, Lou moves back up. We continue along the bridges. The only sound is the hollow echo of our footsteps, and the whispering of water as it sloshes against the wood. The stillness doesn't reassure me. Instead, it rings through me like a blaring warning bell, my instincts picking up on the all-too-familiar moments of calm before the storm, the peace before the battle breaks. My fear is realized only a few minutes later. Far in the distance, I hear the wet-smacking crunch of another set of steps. I peer back to see a prowler slowly following us, with its distinctive wobbling gait. I swear English is my first language. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's possible that it has been following behind us since we escaped the shore, and only now drawn near enough to notice. It's pronounced gate, yes. Fair enough. Oh, I wonder what's the country origin. Did we steal another word from France again, like yacht and déjà vu? It's possible that it has been following us since we escaped the shore, and only now drawn near enough to notice. Dang. I had a feeling it was French with all the random syllables in it. With all the random vowels in it, I mean. The French love their vowels. Considering our amount of light has shrunk so noticeably since the first night, it doesn't surprise me that it will follow us so persistently. All we can do is keep a close eye on it and hope it doesn't draw too close. Oh, it comes from Scotland? Interesting. Huh. Usually when I see a word spelled funnily, I blame France because of the whole thing when the printing press was first invented. And writers were paid by the letter, so they would just add vowels and letters to words that don't need them, and it just stuck. Man, what a time to be alive, to be a writer. Yeah, they did! They really did. I glance over at Lou, who's been rather quiet for quite some time, as though he's deeply entranced by his own thoughts.
Lou,
He jerks nearly imperceptibly as he's brought out of his reverie. He briefly looks at my way, only to dart his eyes left and right, like someone trying to remember what's real upon waking from a disorienting dream. I feel slightly apologetic and try to smile reassuringly at him. Instead of acknowledging me, he turns his gaze back to the wood. A moment passes between us, and then he raises his eyes up to mine again and beckons me to come closer. After I reach his side, he surveys the other two party members. Once he seems satisfied with their positions, he draws in towards me and speaks in an almost whisper.
You wouldn't mind hearing a little about me, would you? I'd like to talk to you about it.
Lulor! Let's go! Please do! Oh wait, this is a choice. Boop. He grins at me. However, his face quickly falls. He has to look away as he prepares to open up.
I was the black sheep of my village. I wasn't ever able to accomplish anything, and it felt like I never belonged.
This is some very happy music to what he just said.
I couldn't go anywhere else. It wasn't possible for someone like me. I didn't exactly want to leave, though. I only wanted to feel I was worthwhile, that I was wanted, needed.
This is some really uplifting music for a sad backstory.
I tried again and again to be that to someone, but it was pointless.
Oh, sweetie. He chuckles bitterly.
Like myself.
I pointedly give him a frown. He ducks his head further.
You probably already know that much about me by this point, huh? I'll move on. During one of my attempts to be of any use, I made some mistakes. I got caught by people who threatened my village. I didn't have the nerve to stand up to them. I put everyone I knew at risk. I had a chance to make up for what I did, but I didn't take it. And now this is where I am.
Oh, so is he like the reason his entire village is destroyed? Or is like in deep peril or whatever? His face falls to the depths of despair.
The worst part is, the longer I'm here, with you, the less I regret it. No matter what happens to them or me, I wouldn't ever want to change my decision to go with you. I'm such a selfish coward. At least I'm embracing that now.
Oh, sweetie. After 1 week, self-deserved laugh, he sighs in defeat. I want to help Lou. I wish he could see his own worth. However, my mind is distracted. Something in his story strikes me. When we first found him, he was heading in the opposite direction of us. He must have started from the other shore. There's only one village located in that direction.
Lou, are you from Hemmer? That's where I'm heading. It's currently under siege, and I've been asked to assist in pushing the Brigadiers back.
He wordlessly stares at me. His expression is clouded with unreadable emotion. After a moment, he turns to the ground and murmurs softly.
No specifics. I'm sorry.
I have a feeling he is from Hermer, and he is the reason why the brigades are happening. Oh no. He tries to sound lighthearted, but it's clear that he's shaken. I try to offer him a sympathetic smile.
I understand. The people there will be all right. I will make sure of it.
That's good.
Lou acts as though he chose to cross Sinlos only for his own sense of self. However, I silently wonder if there's more to it than that. Was he not crossing to find help on the other side? Despite my curiosity, I couldn't ask him to elaborate. It's clearly a difficult topic for him, and I already agreed to not get specifics out of this. I reach over to him and gently stroke his back, from the nape of his neck slowly down his spine. He shivers at my touch, though it's in no way from discomfort. I caress him, and he allows me to. We walk for a quite bit longer. The voices whispering amongst each other has died down, but the squishing and clicking of prowlers has replaced them. It's difficult to trace the exact origin of the sound. Did he lead them to the village, possibly? Because he said he was, like, captured by a group of people, and then put everyone in danger. So maybe he, like, said, like, oh, my village is full of resources, you can get stuff there, or something like that. All I know is that it's far too close for comfort. Yeah, so he's technically a traitor and a deserter right now? The guide stops abruptly, bringing us to an awkward halt. Luckily, there are no impacts between the three of us. buttered noodles out of a bowl is peak. Let's go! Ooh, a metal bowl.
Stay where you are.
My eyes are drawn to the guide. He's making small movements, cautiously pressing his foot onto the boards in front of him at different spots. Could something be wrong with the bridge itself? My theory is proven correct almost immediately.
The boards ahead are unstable. They may break when stepped on.
Is there another path?
This is our path. Move slowly and do not have two people on the same board at a time. I will cross first. When I find a stable section, I will inform you. Then you will follow my lead.
Oh yes, Jabin, did you eat today? And that goes for everyone. I hope that everyone has eaten something today. If not, please get something to snack on. Or at least a drink of water. Emma. He doesn't allow us time to answer before darting forward. His steps are light, but beneath him the wood creaks loudly. Yay! I'm so proud, Jabin! Let's go! What did you eat? Oh, I'm not asking. Throws pizza at you. Ah! The pain! Wait, what type of pizza? I might catch it with my mouth, depending on the type. After it is well established that we will be able to cross normally, my chest tightens with worry. I can almost feel the prowler drawing closer with each passing second.
Why are the bridges this way? They can be burned into ash and will still rise the next nightfall. And yet this spot is less stable than the rest. It is strange.
Fish, it depends what time it is for you right now. But I do suggest you get a snack. Ooh, I honestly don't know what my favorite pizza is. I'm honestly down for anything. French toast for breakfast, soup for lunch, and pork chops with baked potatoes and salad for dinner. Dang, that's loaded, Jabin. Yeah, I'd say that's a decent time for breakfast. Unless you're going to bed, Fish. Streaming does take quite a bit of energy, after all.
There likely isn't a reason for it. It's just another piece of madness.
But yeah, some bread would be very nice. Lou doesn't say anything on the topic, merely staring ahead. The guide breaks his cautious steps, testing the security of the bridge.
Where I am now is solid. You only need to reach this position.
I initially wanted to eat 3 hours ago, but the stream kind of went on. Oh, Fish! Then yes, please go do eat. I hope you find something yummy. Also, Aaron, what do you mean? Did you eat anything today? You have talked about noodles in a bowl. And ice cream. Did you actually eat that? Now that the guide has successfully crossed the bridge to a stable point, the rest of us recognize that we have little time to waste. The haphazard squelching footsteps behind us are only getting louder and louder. Oh Lord, she coming! Oh Lord! Oh Lord, she coming! I think you'd be able to see her a little bit better too. Lou moves ahead of us into the strange bridge. Oh yeah, that's fair. I do crave bread right now, but I gotta wait 3 minutes for the bakery to open. Ah, that's fair that it opens at 7. Oh, but fresh bread from the bakery? Fish, you're lucky. Aaron just sits here and says stuff. What a guy. Aaron, that do be relatable. Lou moves ahead of us onto the strange bridge. We each make our way carefully towards the other side. The slowness of the pace makes it seem so much longer than it really is. When Lou finally makes it to the other side to safely, completely unharmed, an outpouring of relief overwhelms me. Aaron, you used to live in Germany? Or you visited Germany before? Oh, that does sound really nice. I don't dwell on the feeling, as all my focus is drawn once more to my own crossing. The boards creak ominously beneath my feet, almost like they are protesting against my footsteps. Wait, I haven't heard from Bemele for a while. Is he alright? With a shuddering crash, one of the boards snaps beneath my feet. Wait! Am I gonna die again? Oh! Interesting, Aaron. Before I even realize what's happened, I feel the cold waters of Sinlos close over me. The air in my lungs bursts out in an involuntary scream. Nothing but bubbles in the murky water. I think someone's gonna pull us out. Hopefully. The hushed silence of the air is replaced by the dull rumble of water rushing into my ears. The waters are so dark I can barely tell what way is up. Only the almost oily sensation of the lake's heavy water flowing past me gives me the sense that I'm rapidly sinking. I thrash my arms in a desperate attempt to slow my descent into that horrible blackness below. Sinlos is the funniest name I read today. A vice-like grip seizes my leg, halting my feeble attempt at escape. Terror grips my heart just as tightly, and I kick downward with all my might at the monster I know lurks under me. I have no idea if my assault made a difference, but miraculously, I feel the hold leave my leg. With renewed hope spurring me on, I frantically claw my way back up to the surface. Like I'm escaping a burial, my head bursts free and I eagerly gulp down lungs full of life-giving air. Then I work my way back to the bridge and cling to the wood with both hands. The moment I try to hoist myself out of the water, the board beneath my hands bends. I realize that if I apply any more pressure to it, it will snap, just like the other one. Weakly clinging to the edge, I exert tons of my energy dragging myself through the clinging water beside the path to find a sturdier piece. The wood pierces into my fingers and leaves deep splinters in its wake. After dragging my drenched body, feeling the whisper of cold hands just beneath my feet, reaching to drag me back into the depths, the boards finally grow sturdier. With all my strength, I push to haul myself out of this void. I don't know, man. Maybe the Nixies don't like us. They don't feel like eating us. We're just not appetizing to them. Oh. Plot armor. The viscous liquid does not take well to resistance. Moving up causes it to tighten around my waist, like a massive Nixie hand keeping me in. With a final effort, I manage to tear myself free and practically hurl myself across the wooden planks. Exhausted from the effort, I shakily bring myself to my feet. Once I feel this disorientation of my narrow victory pass, I search the surroundings to get a feel for where I am now. Dread fills the pit of my stomach as I realize that I've returned to the opposite side of the unstable bridges. Shit. We're far away from everyone. I look across and see Bramel and the guide, who view the scene in shock. Wait, where's Lou? I stand there, dazed for a beat before opening my mouth to speak. A splash interrupts me. I instinctively take a step backwards and look into the water. It's Lou! He's fallen in! That dumbass! A ragged gasp escapes me as I run to his aid. I thrust my hand out towards him before he starts to sink. Surprise, Aaron! He takes it and grips me tightly. I start pulling with every single muscle in my body. Unfortunately, I'm fighting against much more than just the water this time. Oh, that's why we weren't getting attacked by the Nixie. They wanted Lou. Damn, okay. The strength of the Nixie is too great. I can't bring him up. I can only keep him from going further down.
Bring the light here!
I beg them with frantic eyes, then return my full attention to Lou. If I lose sight of him for more than a moment, I fear I'll lose him.
You'll be alright. You only need to hold on.
In the lake, the disturbed water around the heads of the Nixie distorts their visage into cruel, twisted grins. They pull harder on Lou, and my grip on him slips incriminately. I listen for the sounds of creaky boards. They have to be coming. They have to be. I repeat these words over and over again, chanting them and desperately trying to believe them. Lou's voice bubbles out. It's difficult to parse in the cacophony of chaos, surrounding us. However, the final part is clear.
Behind you.
With that, Lou painfully rips his arm from my grasp, and only a bit of color against the murky lake disappears into the darkness. I scream towards him, but it's too late. He's already long lost to the inky depths of the lake. Tears sting in my eyes. But not allowing his warning to fall on deaf ears, I whip my head around to find the prowler standing over me, torso hanging over its hips at an impossible angle as it leers at me. My jerky movement startles it into recoiling back. I use the opportunity to swiftly roll out of its reach. I hop back onto my feet and unsheath my sword, ready to fight. The prowler tenses the few strings of silly muscle on its bony frame, lowering its posture. As it starts to inch closer to me, I give it a hateful glare, digging in my heel to steady my footing. No, he's not a loser! No! Before it gets within arm's reach, I take aim and strike. The tip of my blade grazes its hand, and the creature hisses violently. Pure white liquid, like the tears falling from its eyes, seeps from the wound, dripping into the cracks of the wood. Despite this, the prowler does not retreat. It continues circling me, creaking more violently than ever. No! Finally, the light from the guide's staff pours over the scene. When the glow envelops me, the prowler turns and leaps back into the lake. The adrenaline was the only thing keeping me together. With that cut, I fall to my knees and start to bawl. He was right there in front of me, and yet I could do nothing to help him. He's gone. Wait, then how were we supposed to save Lou? Bramel bends down and grasps my shoulder lightly. He brushes closer to my face and whispers softly.
Are you okay?
He didn't drop any loot! I mean, he gave us a shell. I guess that's the loot. Oh my god, Aaron! I peer down and my eyes trail to the edge of the bridge where Lou was lost. My focus isn't unnoticed.
Do not go near there. The Nixie did not expect someone to be in the lake without their doing, much less two. You were very lucky. Anyone who draws close to the water now will die.
I feel like an empty husk. Y'all making me sad.
Why?
It's one word, and it's the only one I can manage. He was safe on the other side only a moment ago, but... Bro, you made a promise. You made a promise to live. He ain't a truther. He do be a loser.
He jumped into the lake himself.
What? I stare at the guide, utterly shocked by his scoffed statement. I open my mouth to speak, however, it hangs agape as I struggle to find the words. How could he do that? Why would he do that? Was that the reason they released me? Because they were trying to grab him instead? Yo, but they had me pretty deep in there. They didn't have to go after him. Damn, they done Lou dirty. Bramelle grips my shoulder tighter and tries to console me. The guide still looks unhappy with the situation. He stoops down to be at my eye level.
We have to move on. If he wanted you to survive so much that he threw himself to the Nixie, then you should respect that. Relight your lantern.
I gaze at him with empty eyes, then let my gaze fall back to the boards. My lantern lies deserted where it landed after I reached for Lou. I refuse to relinquish it while in the lake because I had the nerve to hope I would make it back. If I had known it would be at the cost of his life instead, I'm not sure what I would have done. But I have an idea. When I don't move, the guide extends his long, slender arm and retrieves the lantern. He gingerly offers it to me. He's being oddly nice right now. Oh my god! Lou's name is too easy to make punnable. And I hate that puns make me laugh. I awkwardly pick up my sword and return it to its hilt. My limbs shake as I take the proffered lantern. He blew it. Okay, Jabin, that's pushing it. Laugh. That one doesn't really work. I'm sorry, bro. I awkwardly pick up my sword and return it to its hilt. My limbs shake as I take the proffered lantern. Oh my god, fish! No! You have like 15 minutes until you can get bread. Bramelle takes out his matches and offers them to me since I'm soaked from the previous skirmish. I take the match from his hand and swipe it to ignite. I relight my lantern. It glows with light once more. Without another word, the guide stands. I force myself up onto my feet to join him. He turns around and faces forward, coat swaying behind him. Carefully, he makes his way across the unstable boards once more. I watch the guide listlessly as he crosses. I can hear Bramelle's voice vaguely in the background. He is speaking gently to me. However, no matter what he's trying to say, his words just come out muffled and distant, like someone underwater. The guide makes it across and turns to face us. It's our turn now. Bramelle and I tread onto the bridges, carefully stepping over the broken section. We call cinnamon rolls cinnamon snails, and I think you should know that. That's adorable. If I remember correctly, like the German word for kittens roughly translates to bumper car or something like that. Because their tails are like straight up, like a bumper car. Like the line for a bumper car. This time, no board snap. We make it to the other side in one piece. Bittersweetness overcomes me, even though I'm relieved that no one else succumbed to the same fate as Lou. The previous scene still echoes in my mind. In my mind. Oh my god, Javen! No! Language. I wipe a tear from my eye. Why couldn't it have held firm the first time? We spend a moment looking at each other and then at the boards, no one knowing what to say. After a pause, the guide starts walking again. We must follow, continuing on or staying behind to be with Lou internally are our only options. The guide is right. He wouldn't have wanted that. I keep walking down the path, lost in foggy despair. First Margaret, and now Lou. It's difficult to come to terms with. The sickening feeling of it all sinks to the bottom of my stomach and settles like thick bile. Being here feels as though I'm at the swirling center of an endless nightmare. Kitten as in cat, if that's what— Yeah! That's what I was talking about, fish. Emma. I reach down to lightly touch the pouch that houses the shell. All I have left is to keep moving forward with heavy steps until this is truly, finally over. I caress the pouch and force back the gush of tears that threatens to return. Eventually, the guide slows to stop in front of us. He waits, looking forward quietly before turning around to face us.
Take my staff. I will need your lantern. Our path is blocked.
Oh, he's gonna yeet another lantern. I clutch the lantern tightly.
Are you going to throw it?
No, it may not be poised to attack yet. I will blow out the light and draw nearer. Then I will relight it once I grow close enough to the Prowler. That should force it to retreat without having to risk losing one of our remaining lights.
I'm surprised at how desperate the plan sounds. However, I don't object to it. I have no alternative to suggest.
All right.
I offer my lantern, and he trades me his staff.
Stay here. The Prowler will not act rashly as long as it sees no light close by. It will be on guard if you approach.
What if I don't have a light either?
You're with me, Bermel! I turn quickly to Bermele. Terrified at the notion, he can't throw himself at those monsters too. I level a disapproving glower at him.
With no protection, you risk being taken at any moment. You need to wait here.
I'll keep matches in hand and light one if needed. I can't let someone go off that far without a light. I won't be changing my mind.
This is how people die, Bermele. A pang wells up in my chest. He feels just as much regret over the situation as I do. I don't want him to take unnecessary risks like this, yet I can't say I don't understand his desire to do so. I would say I would have wanted to go after the guide if Bermele hadn't. As it stands, someone has to remain with our light, and that would be me. Bermele has made his decision. Also, the guide has been on these boards and docks for the longest time. He's dealt with the Nixie. Bermele, stop. Stop trying to be a hero. The guide narrows his eyes at Bermele, yet he says nothing more and walks off into the darkness. Bermele gives me a rather apologetic smile. I tried to tighten my own lips into a smile, but fail halfway through. He pulls out his box of matches and keeps them handy as he's walking towards the guide. The silhouettes of both men disappear into the fog. their footsteps slowly trailing off. I wait alone in silence, my body tense with anticipation. I clutch the center of the staff given to me, ready to return it to anyone who may need it. As the seconds roll by and quietness overtakes the area, I feel beads of sweat form on my head and drip down my neck. In the distance, a light flickers into existence. I tighten my grip and squint my eyes, straining to try seeing either of them. I defeat the urge to run into the mist towards them. Finally, the silhouettes of the two men appear, and I finally feel capable of breathing again. I look between the two of them like I'm caught in a trance. The guide is passive. Bramel, on the other hand, appears glad with the result.
I'm glad you're safe.
I hardly did a thing in the end. I didn't even get that close to it. But that's certainly better than if any trouble came up.
I honestly thought both of you were gonna die. I thought this was gonna be an everybody but me dies route. I smile with gratitude that his threat was overcome peacefully and nod. Now, with the pathway clear and everyone in one piece, we can continue. After hours of navigating the web of bridges, the faint silhouette of the shore creeps into view. It seems unbelievable that the end is in sight. Even that wisp of hope does little to ease the ache inside me. I still feel hollow inside. Oh, wait! Since that, I think I found out how to save Lou. I feel like because Lou fell in love with us and we're in danger, the only way to save him and make it to shore is if we're nice to him, but he doesn't fall for us. I think. Maybe. I don't know. Cause that's the reason why he jumped in. It seems unbelievable that the end is in sight. Even that wisp of hope does little to ease the ache inside me. I still feel hollow inside. Yeah, maybe. Cause I can't think of any other reason why he would jump in. Those of us remaining continue in the directions of the shore, and the darkness around us begins to break. Fish, you have 5 minutes until the bakery opens. Why? Why, Fish? Aaron! He's already dead! Stop it! Those of us remaining continue in the direction of the shore, and the darkness around us begins to break. A seed of worry sprouts inside me. Will we make it? The guide ahead seems to have no sign of concern on his face. I was smacking my knee! It's not bakery bully, I'm just telling him that it's gonna open soon. I hold on to the hope that we will be able to make it through. We near the very end of the bridges. I can smell the trees and the earth, and even through the fog I can almost count the remaining bridges between us and land. Oh, that's fair. But between the end and us, a prowler appears. Okay, this isn't that dire because we have 2 lights. Yeet a lamp. Bramele curses quietly as the prowler sloppily advances. I eye the monster intently. It makes no move to leave us, so I turn to the guide instead.
Here, take my lantern. Once it's scared off, we'll make our way to the shore. It shouldn't be an issue with it so close by.
The guide says nothing, however. He extends his hand to accept my offer. Imagine the guide just books it. He books it to shore and just leaves me and Bella May on the bridge. feel my body tense for a moment before relinquishing my light to the guide. It's not much further. I'm sure we can make it. The guide slowly steps ahead. He and the creature brace for confrontation. Bermele and I stay close enough to the guide's back to keep from being left behind in the darkness. Oh, okay. The main characters know. They're sticking close.
Be ready to run. Don't get left behind.
Oh my god, that is the plan! The plan is to book it! He then darts forward and launches the light directly at the prowler. It makes a snarling hiss as it retreats, defeated back into the black waters. None of us wastes even a second looking back. We push forward. I race across the bridges, desperately trying to keep the guide's light edged figure in clear sight. I run as fast as I can possibly manage without slipping on the boards. We run across the entire way, spurred on by the shoreline rapidly approaching. Miraculously, I feel my feet plunge into dirt. I stumble forwards, nearly collapsing onto the ground, while trying to catch my breath. It feels as though I've come out of a long dream. We made it. Yeah, he was about to peace out. He was ready. He was ready to leave me and Bermele behind. It's like, yo, if you can't keep up with me, GG's. Oh no, Aaron. Well, 3 out of 5. That ain't a bad mark, I don't think. Just 2 of us died. Since we're in safety now, I guess that means my little Nixie friend can just... For we are now safe. I stumble forwards, nearly collapsing onto the ground while trying to catch my breath. It feels as though I've come out of a long dream. We made it. Yeah, exactly.
Thank God. Oh, thank God.
C's get degrees! I rest here quietly for a few moments, taking time to allow my breathing and emotions to settle down. Finally, I look up from my lap and see Bermele standing ahead of me. Both of our eyes are flowing with tears. Bermele walks over and sits down in the dirt nearby. He gazes deeply into my eyes with a gentle smile gracing his lips. No words need to be exchanged between us to know what the other is thinking. I'm glad for it, because I'm not sure I would be able to speak, even if I needed to. The sound of sloshing and wood lurching captures our attention as the bridge begins to sink. In a few minutes, only the lonely dock is left. Not gonna lie, I thought a Nixie was gonna come out of nowhere and just drag us from the shore. With that, the guide walks towards me.
It is time to leave this place. There is nothing left for you here.
Upon being addressed by him, I rise to my feet. He has a calm look on his face, though there is force behind his serenity. Game crashes? Bro, that happened Aaron, that funny you should mention that. That happened the first time I launched this game, and we read the warnings about, like, you can die on the first night. And it's like, oh, the game crashed before I can make my first choice. I guess we died! Javen, I'm glad we shared a brain cell. I open my mouth in an attempt to speak. However, I quickly realize I have little idea of what to say. Do I thank him for this? Should I give him my trust? Was our survival because of him, or despite him? Even now, I cannot know for certain. And then the fog is removed from my thoughts. After everything that has happened, it becomes clear. I harden my face to match his serious disposition. There is something he is certainly right of. This lake isn't a place to linger. Going round and round in circles will never help. We cannot submit our lives and our minds to Sinos. For better or for ill, there is only one person who can help those once they are within its grasp: the guide. If he were removed, the place would be no safer. What I must do if I truly wanted to defend others is keeping them from coming here at all. When I return to my village, I intend to make that information acutely known to our elder. For that to happen, we must leave.
Goodbye.
His eyes narrow as he looks over me. I begin to feel uncomfortable under his scrutiny, but for a moment I could swear I noticed him smiling slightly. However, it could easily be a trick of the morning sun. I look away to face Bamele, not wanting to get caught up in this any longer.
Bamele, we're leaving.
He lifts his head at my voice and grins, though his expression quickly sours into a frown. He shows no eagerness to move forward and keeps his distance. He still feels regret that is, only two of us are leaving. I empathize greatly with him, knowing that feeling is one we will never escape from, even after this lake is far behind us. However, he manages to weakly smile again.
Those words are music to my ears. Let's head out.
Margaret is really hard to keep her alive. Even in the ending where we don't cross the lake and we go around, she ends up dying despite being with the guide. So, it makes me scared on what I have to do to keep her alive. Bramele walks towards the forest without even acknowledging the guide. That is for the best on the whole. We must get away from here. It saddens me to think Bramele doesn't even have the strength to become angry, though perhaps he had an epiphany about this lake in the same way that I did. We will be able to discuss that on another occasion. Despite the firmness I so intently try to have, my heart starts to waver. Margaret, Lou, they're both still here. I wish to give them a proper farewell. I want to do something. My eyes begin to water and I almost turn back around. Oh my god! No! One suicidal and one doesn't like us! That's gonna be really hard. No, it is done. I need to remember that. They would never want me to ascribe their lives to Sinos. Nothing would disgrace their memory more. I will keep them in my thoughts without allowing the lake to poison me. With my steadfastness truly regained, I march into the light with no hesitation. With a solemn heart, I at last arrived at Hymir. They were grateful to see me, for it was a desperate situation indeed. The urgency meant that my mind was occupied with other matters. I worked tirelessly to aid Hymir's own guards in forcing back the brigaders. But during the moments of calm, and when the sun went down, I would remember the lake. Bramel was of great help during the fight. His outwardly positive demeanor lifted the spirits of many around him, but I could see from the shadows in his eyes that he hadn't forgotten what we went through. Not could I miss the distance that had grown between us. He spoke fewer words to me, and I never gave him any either. Yet he seemed stronger than I had seen before. I admire his will. When receiving payments for his services, the guide must give a report of all those who both succeeded and failed to cross the lake. The name and fate of Margaret soon became known in Hymir. I added that she was an intelligent, thoughtful person, and urged them to show respect for her passing. I hope that one day I have the opportunity to go to her hometown and give my own proper respects. I have not heard nor seen the guide since then. he will remain obscured in the realm of fog and fear, a mysterious light off in the distance that is never out of reach of the real world. I worry about when I must return home to my usual life. It will be difficult to continue as things were before. One thing I know for certain is that my village elder must be told that no one is to cross Sinlos again. I have already told the Himmler leaders the same. Not a single more person should have to experience what we did. Its darkness will remain with me for the rest of my days. Though so much was lost, I try to believe that our lessons will keep others from suffering the same way, and in the end will be gained. I still find it difficult to accept Lou's cruel death. I have yet to remove the shell from my pouch. Carrying it gives me at least some comfort. That helps me continue on, despite the pain. And I will not stop trying. I will still fight to protect others. Through it all, Lou will stay with me. He won't simply fade into the mist. I choose to believe that in this way, his soul can find some peace. Aww. Oh my god, we actually get ending credits. We never got those before. But yeah. That's it for Leica Voices. I don't know if I'll try for the other routes. I will probably do them by myself. Developed by me! Yeah, there's like 24 achievements total, so it looks like there's a lot. There's a lot to do. And so it'll be a lot of skipping and stuff, so yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. People died, Skeevy! Skeevy is currently streaming. That's why I'm yelling at him in chat. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you are. And yes. Yes and no, Javen. If we never fell into the water, they would have never died. So it's our fault. But yeah, fair. Why did Lou taste better than us? Is it because we were wearing armor? Like, we were easier to drag down. Why did they take Lou? They don't like the crunch. And with Leica Voices done, I emerge and I have friend now. I will have a friend with me as I play Dreadwright, the sequel to Cooking Companions. Hopefully they do not become a death omen. There we go, we're buddies. He was delicious. Definitely isn't gluten free. Oh my god. But yes, that's it from me. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Why are you guys doing Lou so dirty? He was a cinnamon bun that loved shells. Leave him alone. But yeah, that's it from me. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you are. And yeah, please take care. He will never know peace. Oh my god. There are sadly no humans. Yeah, okay, yeah, we're just gonna end it here. Yeah, good night, everyone. Bye bye. I will have a friend for every for every VN we read now. Wait. Boop. Good night, Mozzie. Good night, Javen. Good night, Shade. Good night, Aaron. And good morning, Fish. Have a wonderful brekkie. Boop. Wait, I clicked my start stream button. I clicked start stream hotkeys. No. I'm tired.